Hello! The refund demanded, huh? And a LobCorp gameplay. I laugh. But hello. Hello. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Can you believe it? And it is not like unbearably warm because it's like cloudy and even some rain outside. It's crazy. I'm new to this channel. Well, now you know. LobCorp will never happen. Oh my Jesus Christ. What the hell? My Twitter was full of anime boobs. Hecking windy. So windy. Actually, I don't know if it's windy. Oh, it's Twilight of Wolumond. No way. Crazy. I know everything that happens in LobCorp. I just have no interest in the gameplay. So, like, I know I would just get annoyed and frustrated and not enjoy my time. It is your day. While we wait, while we start, daily scrandle. Lemon cannoli or the Stoke stack. 120? Oh, it's in Brazil. That's why it's so cheap. It's Brazil. I was like, why is it so cheap? It's Brazil. I mean, sure, it's like cheap and so on, but surely people want a burger. Surely they just want a burger. What? Really? Dude, that's the lowest rated burger I've ever seen. It's glue. We're glue. First one wrong. Bagels or chorizo sandwich? Oh, it's chorizo sandwich in Spain. No way. 330 or 825. I mean, the bagels look pretty. The bagels look pretty good. Those are some filled bagels. But they are much more expensive than the. Surely people like this sandwich is just a sandwich with some meat on it. I don't even like. Is there even like any kind of spread or anything? Is it just bread and meat? Which I mean is not bad, but. This might be kind of messy to eat. Though, in like a sporting event. But like... Okay, thank God. Chicken tenders and fries or double bacon cheeseburger? Oh, okay, it's twice as expensive. Those are some good looking fucking chicken and fries, okay? But people love their burgers and it's way cheaper. Also, it's not a bad looking burger. I'd take the chicken and fries, but do people love their burgers that much? Last time we tried it, I thought they loved the burger. They didn't love the burger enough. This chicken looks just amazing. Yes! Yes! Ugh! What the? Ugh. How do we go from like some amazing looking chicken and a burger to whatever the fuck this is? Chips, beans, and cheese? For £1? Or pork and stuffing roll fry. And this pork and stuffing roll does not look that good. But there's no, it's literally just chips with some fucking beans and like some nondescript cheese just slapped on top of it. I was so British, however. They're both from England, but there's no way people choose, even if it's super cheap, there's no way. Oh my God. Okay, they were both kind of low, but how was the other one 18%, by the way? At least that looked like food. At least the other one looked like food. Oh my god. Philly cheesesteak. Ah, yes. Incredible Philly cheesesteak. Which is more expensive than bacon and egg roll. Which is, I don't know. Jesus Christ. That does not look like steak. That is... That's genuinely actually a bottom of a shoe. Like, that is a shoe sole. Sahu sole. I can't fucking type. But come on. It's actually just a worn out shoe sole. Like, imagine if this was like worn out flat. Same thing. Am I winning? No, dude. The people this time are insane in Scrandle. They don't know what they're doing. There's no way it's the fucking shoe. Okay, yeah, thank God. Steak by chips and gravy or deep fried cheese in a roll. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Yeah, that was an easy one, right? The other one, the right, looked better and was cheaper. People, am I right? So true. What are you up to right now? Wait, what the fuck is that? Isn't it like midnight in Japan? This guy's in Japan in chat. Bastard. Oh, these are the Netherlands. Just go back to the hotel, damn. God, I wish I was you. Like, this is a kind of a more appetizing photo, but then this is cheaper and it's just like deep fried cheese in a roll. Like, sure, just bread and cheese. This is a... Maybe people, what if people hate deep fried cheese? There's no way people hate deep fried cheese though. But deep fried cheese in just like a piece of bread? Also, but there does seem to be some kind of, there's some kind of spread or something. Like, what the hell is this? What's this little thing? Oh, so it is a steak pie. Yes! What the fuck did they do to this sausage? Why, what the hell? What is this Cthulhu monstrosity of a sausage? Well, good looking burger, however, but it is twice as expensive. Sausage with like bread? This bread does not look that great. Why does it look like that? Why does the bread look like Play-Doh? And then you have like some kind of dips. Surely people want their burger. Because what the fuck is this? This does not look like food. Well, I mean, kind of, but it looks like someone genuinely killed and cooked some kind of eldritch horror. Like, why did they do that to it? Why does it look like it's been tortured? It's gotta be just, this is just a good looking burger. Like, that's just a burger I would order and eat. Yes, see, they don't like the eldritch horror. Roast potatoes with like gravy, with beef gravy, okay, yeah, and or torta ahogada. Surely they take like this thing, like this is meat. This is just potatoes and gravy. Yeah, okay. What the hell? That is not normal burger meat. What the fuck do you mean? That is not normal burger meat. What the fuck is this? Why does it look diseased? Why is it like yellow and also kind of pink? Is this supposed to be a chicken? It just says burger though. It's not like it says chicken burger, it's just burger. The bread peeled off on. I think it's no, because you can't. I think you could still like it's like meat texture. Maybe it has like a sauce or something on it. Because you can see that the bread is like peeled off on the sides. Like here you can see the peeled off bread, but this looks just like meat. There's no. I mean, first of all, it's no way. This is cheaper and doesn't look fucking diseased. Yeah, 6.4, dude. They hate it. Correctly, but damn. I have a good sleep, my man. Yorkshire pudding wrap. Yorkshire pudding wrap. What the hell? Or Twenteham. Gammon sandwich with original sauce, 420. This looks like an absolute mess to eat, by the way. What is this? I mean, this also... Both of these look like an absolute mess to eat. This is cheaper, though. Yeah, okay. Ooh, close. Dude, a couple of these were insane. What the fuck do you, like... Okay, this was really cheap, yes. But, like, damn. This one made no fucking sense. This one made no sense, man. I don't care if it's super cheap. This doesn't look... This isn't food, man. Like, why would you... You shouldn't pay anything for this. You shouldn't pay anything for this. It's just like beans. It's crazy. It's crazy. At least this looks like food. They're insane. 10 pounds for a burger that can't get treated like royalty before I got pushed. Renegade, welcome to non-Southeast Asian countries. Brother, I paid €6 for a burger from fucking McDonald's. That's on like... That's like a mid-range burger. I can pay up to like €9 for a burger from a fast food place. From like a McDonald's or a Burger King. Oh, so this is like a pulled pork kind of thing or something. But it's pulled pork with also some kind of meat slab. And like some kind of, I don't know, fried something. $3 burger. Well, yeah, if you buy like the, sure, if you buy like just a cheeseburger, you know, that's like cheap. But like a normal, like a proper sized burger, not getting that cheap. Do we, is it really angled.wtf? It is. Let me zoom in. This, oh, it was this way. Oops, I was looking at it the wrong way. It's not 180, it's like it's starting to get to like 190-ish. But it's probably not exactly 190. I'm gonna say like 189. Oh, never mind. 192. 191. If it's 190, I will scream. It's 190? Oh! Oh! That's fucked up, man. I didn't listen to myself. The angle al-Gaib. I knew it right away, dude. My gut just told me 190, and then I was like, no, it can't be 190, surely. No fucking way. Absolutely insane scam. How could it be exactly 190? That's fucked up. I mean, I got it at least, but Jesus Christ. I called it and then I ignored it. The hell am I doing? I'm washed. I don't think I've done connections. What's today's connections? We'll do a couple of these and then we can get onto yapping stuff about it as well. It's so bright, I always forget. I can't get dark mode on this damn site because I don't have an account. Dress scarf, subway, grape, pipe, tube, cube, zip, health, carrot, underground, secret, metro, mince, coal, slice. Metro, underground, subway, tube. Okay, yeah. Easy. Well, see, I don't know what the animation was like. Like it didn't work properly. It was strange. Great mince, cube, slice. I mean, it's just like cooking things. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There is no. What the fuck? Why is the animation? I don't know. It broken. Firefox diff. We cooking. Make into smaller pieces while cooking. No way. Why would you pipe great mince cube? No. I mean, you can pipe food as well, but it's not the same as grading, mincing, and so on. Now we have... Oh, secret zip? Never mind. I thought it could be like, you know, secret and zip it and so on, but no, never mind. Health code, dress code. Secret code, zip code. Yes! What is this? Pipe, carrot, coal, scarf. What? What? The fuck is this supposed to be? Used to decorate a snowman. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, okay, carrot, a coal, a pipe, well, it's coal, right? It's coal because, oh, you use coal for the eyes and stuff. I'm like, motherfucker, use a button. Who has coal? Like, come on, who has coal? Use a button or something. Like rocks or buttons or something. Fucking coal? I need that coal to heat up my house. No, I don't. We have modern heating techniques. Who has just coal riding around? A pipe as well, yeah. I guess this is like the classic snowman. This is like, what's that fucking animation called? Where the snowman comes alive and everything. That one doesn't actually have a pipe though. That one doesn't have a pipe. No, it's a pipe. Like a smoking pipe. You give it a smoking pipe. The arms are just like sticks, man. And you use the coal for like the eyes and the mouth, right? Because they're just like black bits or whatever. And coal to grill barbecue? Well, I don't. I get true. Someone could. Fair. You could have coal for a grill or something. I don't. And a lot of people have gas grills, you know. Because they're a little easier than coal grills. What is this song? Oh, it's from... It's one of the new ones. You and firewood? Well, fucking firewood isn't coal yet. Also, well, for a grill, you don't want to use firewood. You want to use coals. I have several pipes, but they're all made of glass and not really ones I'd want to show in public. You have crack pipes? My brother, you just described a crack pipe. That's why would you describe? That's the weirdest, worst way to describe having glass pipes. Huh? You use 2 snow blocks and a sheared pumpkin head. Real. I can't even remember if I played Minecraft actively anymore by the time that snowman became a thing. Hammer pipes, like mini bongs. Sure. You can just call them crack pipes. I won't call the police yet. Minis? We can do the mini. Do we do the mini? Sure. Let me open it. Where's the mini? The mini! I'm horrible at these, however. We do some of the dills. Before across non-alcoholic drink with a flavor reminiscent of beer. Oh, root beer. Right, so... But that's... No... Yeah, no, that doesn't fit. Root beer doesn't fit. Wait, wait, it's 3 letters? Four is C1 across? C1 across. Oh, with 4. Oh. Huh? With 4 across, non-alcoholic drink with the flavor reminiscent of beer. So it's like both of these are one thing. Non-alcoholic drink with a... Houston MLB player. I will never know Houston MLB player. Sister's daughter. Niece. Yeah. Just a Just a blank bite. Parents' dinner encouragement. Here, the exercises? Oh, is it ginger? Oh, ginger ale is not reminiscent of beer. I mean, neither really is root beer, but you know. I know MLB is Major League Baseball. I will not know a Houston Major League Baseball player. Possesses a certain unnameable quality. Animal is mascot of California State University, Monterey Bay. Fucking Americas, man. Something E. Best friend of Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh my god. Percy! Yo, where the fuck did I dig that shit out from? The British in me came out. Yeah, I'm wondering, is it je ne sais quoi? It is quoi. Oh, it could be quoi. It did come to mind, and I was like, but that's so many words. But I guess it's just the last one. It could. Oh, but it can't be. Okay, there's no way. If the... But this... It's not... It can't be Percy. It can't be Earsy either. If this was ginger ale, this would be wrong. There's no way it's Q and P. There's no way. Sickly in appearance. Spheres on a sushi. Oh, row. Row. So I mean, this has to. No, that's the wrong one. Nope. Oh, it can't. Okay, it can't be ginger because it doesn't fit, dumbass. Also, said fucking hell. Niece. Away. Row. I swear to God, this is Percy. This one helped me. Just a bite. Something. Something Y. A certain unnameable quality. Mascot of California State University. I will never know. How the fuck would I know California? If I had some of the other ones, then maybe. Just a bite. Oh, just try. Oh my Jesus Christ. It's just try a bite. Four across no one can drink with a flavor reminiscent of beer. Something P and then It. Instaman. I catch him quick. Or could it? Oh yeah, would it be pop something? Pop ear. Some pop Oh yeah, I actually posted the whole little teaser actually on the Discord myself. I did see it. I mean, it's what we expect. So, yeah, could it be? Is something pop lager? There's no way it's pop lager, right? If it's pop lager, I've never heard of this in my life. But then, what would these other ones be? So two. Oh, what if this? No, this might be. Is this otter? If this is otter, this could be otter, or just TT. There'd be something tur. And something row, obviously. Sickly in appearance, well, it's because it's probably not L. Because this could be otter. I just know about the Monterey Bay Aquarium. What if they have otters there? What if that's what it is? Also like this. Because there's no way it's... this doesn't come into anything. Og-er. First animated series from Japan. Huh? Oh. That's a way better hint for me. That's the wrong... No, exactly. I know it's wrong. Yeah, so this has to be otter, so this is something else. It's not pop later. This is also an N. N. Sickly in appearance, N. This has to be like a vowel. Hoist. Paste. Peist. Puist. It's probably pop, because then it's otter. There's no water. One. The fuck is a paste? It's a certain unnameable quality. It's not pop water, that makes no sense. Also sickly in appearance. Was it like hints? There was. Down one is a word I'm pretty sure doesn't exist. Because one across might not be pop. I mean, this has to be otter. This is otter though. So then what the hell would it otherwise be? Everything else should be, unless I'm misremembering and it's not Percy, but I'm pretty sure it's Percy. But also it has to be Ursi. Is it just water? So it's, first of all, it's ace. So it's something, because if it is just, yeah, if it is water, when, first of all, for sickly in appearance, when. And then something water. Aced. Up. Oh, this is also sassit, not aced. Acid. Oh, his verb version is wane and waning. The hell is this though? One fucking letter? Sop water. At least one square is a miss. Yeah, it's this one. I just what? Just start trying all the fucking letters. Top water, tacit. Yeah, what kind of word is? What is possesses a certain unnameable quality? Who fucking knows, man? It could be such a weird word. I mean, wan is a word apparently. It's a hasset? Hop? Oh, hop water. Hop water. Okay, that makes no sense. Hop. But the hop water? Hop water? Yeah, and it's has it. There's a space. Dude, that's so dumb. You can't put a word, has an unnameable quality and it has it. It's 2 words. It's also hop water. Hop water is just beer. Beer is just water with hops in it. In kind of, sort of in the end. And a normal crossword indeed would not work with like the whole, like a word with a space in it. That was so dumb. But I mean, I could have probably come up with hop water. They say beer. Beer has hops. Hop water. Sparkling hop water with nootropics, of course. American carbonated water mainly flavored with hops, a primary flavoring of beer. In 2014? It's that recent? Okay. I thought the shit would have been like from the cowboy days or something. It's from fucking 2014. American, that's right. Dude, they're all the minis and also connections are surprised. They're very American. They're made by fucking New York Times. Non-alcoholic and generally low calories. Fucking hop water. I can't believe it. Dude, hop water sounds like something that you'd like. Hop water sounds like the cousin of fucking sarsaparilla or something. Like it's like a Clint Eastwood movie or something where it's like, give me a sarsaparilla. As they go off and shoot criminals or something. I don't know what they do back then. Fucking hop water. Hop water sounds like a byproduct. Yeah. Also, what a fucking boring name. Yeah. So you made some carbonated water and you flavored it with hops? And I'm like, what should we call our new product? What about hop water? Amazing. Give this man a bonus and a raise and make him CEO. So dumb. I opened up my door a little bit. The construction crew is now gone, so they're not making noise outside. Also, it's not raining currently, so I don't get wet inside. Worse than sparkling water. Yeah, see, sparkling water I think makes sense, because, I mean, what the fuck else do you call it? It is indeed just water that sparkles. I mean, you can call it carbonated water. It makes sense to just describe what it is, because it's just like a type of water. A hop water, they're like, oh, this is a new drink, and then like hop water. And CEO of hop water, fucking hop water merchant. Insane. Oh yeah, I didn't watch the. Well, they just posted it today. Well, first of all, I'll pill up. I didn't look at it super detailed. It's our dude, and indeed they're like. Well, yeah, first of all, he has indeed, like, you can see his little red thingy. He's used it to, like... He has the blindfold. It's atop his eye. Also, he's not looking terribly healthy. He doesn't look terrible. Also a little bit of blood over here, and... I need this pretense. I have need of this pretense no longer. What's this guy up to? Also, there's an evil-looking dragon in the back that has one eye gouged out. So I have a feeling he probably fucking pulled his eye out in this version. And yeah, also the dragon could be like Ego. It's very much punished Hong Lu. Why is this? Why is this in the fucking replies? Why is this in the replies? The horses, they're fucking everywhere. Tell me, Icon, what does URA need? Fucking hell. Horses, man. Goddamn horses. Give me just a second. Wah. I didn't know who would rip his eye out. Is he stupid? Not in this world, no. Oh, hi there, Pyrite. The non-lyrics Pyrite. Ooh, gold has music. Okay, that's a good one. That's a +2. Holy shit, never mind. But yeah, it is indeed him. Oh, so wait, so your teaser now, trailer Friday, Kid Monday. I have more than enough rolls. I have many a roll. So I can spark this motherfucker if I need to. I might not build, because I could also just wait a week, you know? Be like a reasonable human being, but also I'm like, okay, but what else am I going to use my rolls on in like the coming future? This is like the most interesting, or well, the biggest unit probably to use rolls on in the near future for me, because I don't need to save for a collab. Return of the Dawn Pull. Let's hope not. So yeah, I could easily spark. I still have over a spark. So I could very easily spark if I wanted to. They do gamble in Hong Kong, it's true. It's so true. I didn't watch this yet. They posted the episode teaser today. Might get back-to-back Arknights collab possible. Would we really get another Wulp that soon? Assuming, well, maybe it's, I mean, because supposedly Arknights collab is like next month or whatever. Would we really get Wulp right after that as well? We just had one. So I think it's unlikely we'd have another one so soon. Even if it was at the very end of September. Like, even if the collab was at the very end of September and then we'd have like a Wulp after that, it's unlikely it's too soon. We just had one. Wulp is November, December, which is more than enough time. If I roll on Honglu next week, I easily have enough time until November, December for Wulp. Zero problemo. I didn't watch this trailer yet. It's a little loud. Obviously, well, I mean, we knew we were going into backstory. Old woman. I did see screenshots of, look at what's she doing. Look at this, like, happy, smug, lively Tallulah. Oh, also the face she does. She's so joyous. She goes from smug to... Also, I mean, it's fun to see some of the, because this is just the Ursus grandma NPC model, but now it's like real for real. Now it's like an actual character. Unheard of. Also, the same for the Ursus grandpa model as well. Oh, I don't know why I muted it. Wait. This. Okay, for a second. Is this the cache scene? Oh, yeah, I think it might be it's the this dude. Look at this guy's aesthetics. Look at, he was like, I must look as evil as possible. Servants, please, bring me my very long blood-red drapes, and please, would you kindly put some candles all around? No stands for the candles, mind you. Simply melt them onto the ground. Don't put candles into the chandeliers. We don't need the chandeliers light. All of the lighting will be on the ground. arrange them to sort of focus onto me on my throne of blood. Ah, yes, thank you, thank you. Ooh! It was Frostnova with the sword. Oh, ooh, that was some nice fire. It's just him in the animated flesh. Okay, so how much of the episode is gonna be this one yapping scene? And yeah, you know, yes, he has stands. Like there's some candles on the walls in actual stands. Never mind. I thought the fucking construction workers were done. They're apparently not. But then like no, put most of them on the floor. Like just there's some on the floor also on stands, but no, most of them are just on the floor. Half. It's probably good. I feel like there probably would be a decent chunk, but this is the thing. It's like it's a long ass yapping scene, but it's like somewhat important, though maybe not. Maybe it doesn't need to have quite everything in there, and also it can't have quite everything in there because if it was all of the talking, it would be 40 minutes long. Because that's about how long it takes to read it in the game. So I don't want it to be like over like, you know, like instantly. Like if it's like a minute long, I feel like that's maybe a bit short. I feel like it needs a little bit of time at least because it's like one of the main scenes we have that sets up Cache. Like we see Cache in a flashback to him stealing Tallulah and so on. But then this one scene is the main part where we have the entire dynamic of Tallulah and Cache, you know, actually like explored. And then after that, you know, we go on our reunion adventures. And Cache kind of just returns then for the distortion. So it's kind of an important scene to actually like have presence. This scene has to actually have weight to it. And like at least some attention. Did you already finish anime chapter 7? Yep. Well, episode 4 was the last episode of chapter 7. Last episode, previous episode was already chapter 8. All the talking to one episode would be usual TV show episode. It did go by fast, but that chapter 7 is like kind of weirdly short, or rather, there's not that many things that actually happen in it. They still went obviously quite quickly. Some parts were brushed along a little faster than you'd think or would want. But it's fucking Aura farmer. So how far does this? I'm wondering if this ends. It probably doesn't, because they're already like exploring and so on. But I'm trying to remember how far into the backstory the Cache meeting is, because doesn't she only go off on like the full reunion adventure afterwards? Like doesn't she meet like Frostnova and everyone only after Cache? Yeah, Patriot's the main thing of chapter 7, and then like introduction to Rosmontis, stuff like that. Also, I mean, also like the actually you kind of forget about the parts that are before they actually get to Chernobog, which is obviously like the cremation of Frostnova and the setup to to getting to Chernobog, and then the Chen and Wei and Wu scenes and all that. Like I said, the Cache scene should also be like kind of indeed somewhat early-ish episode, I guess. Because then only after that would we find Frostnova and so on. Which, I mean, Frostnova's right here with an ice sword. Oh, but this, oh right, this is probably when it probably ends on meeting Frostnova. Because, I mean, you see Tallulah standing over here. And Frostnova here. Because, yeah, they have a little scuffle because they're like, who the fuck is this Tallulah woman? You forget about the setup. I had to remember what it was. Like all the bits. hater arc. It's a short hater arc, but we do indeed have a hater arc for Frost. Oh, they showed Frost Nova earlier already, dude, didn't they? Did they? No, okay, no, they didn't. Never mind. It's this quick shot, yeah, and maybe at the end. No, yeah, it's just that quick shot. Okay, yeah, it probably ends around, honestly, like maybe around here-ish when they get to Frost Nova. Possibly that might be when the episode ends-ish. And then the question is, however far that is into the backstory. I guess we'll see. Which it was in the beginning? Never mind, I'm dumb. In 5 frames of Frost Nova. Just that one shot of Tallulah. Oh, there. Okay, yeah, there's literally 5 frames of Frost Nova, yeah, real quick. It's also not in the beginning, it's like midway. She exists. Wow. With short hair. Must be Tallulah Arknights. Can't believe I'm setting primes aside for a skin from Matoimaru of all people. Funny. The Matoimaru propagandist. They're at full force. Yeah, constant jumping between present and past, yeah, wouldn't work quite as well in the anime format. They have to like extend the portions a little bit more. Because yeah, in the when you're reading through it, you're constantly going back and forth. But also there's a lot more like of the backstory portion generally than like the current day activities. Or well, until they converge towards the end, of course, but before that. This thing is 30 seconds, the whole thing is the beginning. It's not how it works. It's relative is the word I'm looking for. Michelin star or homeless. Yeah, so and probably the full the whole episode is backstory then, which I think that works. Do one full episode of backstory now. And then the episode after that would be actually the next episode could still also be backstory stuff. Like maybe part of next week's episodes will also be backstory, but then it'll also return to current day. At least I'd hope so. You could maybe do 2 full episodes of backstory, but how many episodes do we have left? 5? Yeah, 5. So if you did like 2 full episodes of backstory, then return to current day, then you'd have to start mixing them a little bit more, because you'd probably maybe go back to backstory. No, because well, it depends, I guess, on what you do. Yeah, we'll see. They have many, I think, to still accomplish during this. Junter has 2k likes and 10k interactions. Limbus ranks in 25k likes and 10 times interactions. I believe it's called being rabid. The Limbusiers, they're rabid. They have a disease. Also, yes, they did. Well, it's like the tiniest little leak, because it's like a super blurry image of like a Photoshop window where seemingly they're making the banner art for like the Mujiga collab or something. But the thing is that it's not like a usual leak. It's in the background of like an office tour interview, and it's just accidentally in the background, and no one noticed before the video went live. So then, whoopsie, it's in there. Rabid frogs of limbus. I do like calling them limbus frogs. Because you have VOD frogs and so on. But what if we just call them limbus frogs? Glue, I'm afraid. Avamuchika is glue. Yeah, Avamuchika is a... It is a band girl anime. A bit of a, maybe, unique one. And it is, extremely popular in China. Like, ridiculously popular. Avamuchika and its prequel, Maigo. I mean, the editor and the checkers are indeed, they might be glue. Also, there is indeed, there's, wait, because there is someone, obviously, someone that messaged it to the hyperglyph intern account or whatever, and it's a little funny. Because they just reacted like, oh, for fuck's sake, really? Let me pull them up, wait. Someone report the interview to HG and the intern reaction. This is the link to the interview. Hyperglyph intern, just like, fuck. And here, the again, another reaction from them of just, wait, what's this? The fuck! That's where he sits while working. Oh yeah, this is the hyperglyph employee. Like, that's my desk! No! I mean, it's clearly not the employee's fault. I don't think they're gonna be in trouble, but it is... It's a little funny. It's a bit funny. Yeah, it's on the editors and so on. And also just, indeed, no one realizing that it is indeed like super blurry in the back, and you can just kind of sort of make out what it is. Like, oh, and even when actually you're trying to make out what it is, you cannot actually make out what it is unless you know what you're looking for, which is like some specific Avamuchika like poses and whatnot. And you can kind of see maybe a guitar. So, this is funny though. But I mean, clearly, it's just also just gonna be like, well, whatever. It's gonna be the last banner and whatnot, which I mean, of course it was gonna be. I am like morbidly curious. You know, I'm morbidly curious about the collab. I'm like, what the fuck? How? How do you integrate that? Like, how? I'm just like so confused. I just don't know how you would actually integrate it, like into the, like, make it make sense type of shit. Do you love cat reaction images? I would not have guessed. Never. Isekai Portal to Terra again. It's just like, what? I think there was like some other leaks which actually weren't really necessarily leaks. It was just like, oh yes, you know, the characters will, like, they'll have, you know, an Arknights race assigned to them or whatever that means in the end. But we kind of already knew that from the trailer, so it's like not that you see one of the characters clearly with like some kind of horns and a tail, like seemingly Sarka's horns and a tail. So like a silhouette of them. So it wasn't a terribly big leap to be like, okay, yes, the characters will have like a race assigned to them. Killing myself because living in AK is way worse than death. Real. Also, I still have a small mark here. I really fucked this up. I don't know how I like damaged my chin skin so much that it's like still a slight little mark. Peeling. Just absolutely ripped my skin to shreds. Rip and tear until it is done. Living AK's Poland is even worse. Real. Wouldn't mind if I was affluent, cuzzy. Yeah, if you're affluent, if you're rich, you're probably all good, honestly. If anything, you get to look at like gladiator fights and shit and like live all good. As long as you're rich and don't have too many morals, you know, bothering you for no reason, then might be pretty Gucci. Might be pretty cool. Also, duck song. They're doing the duck sound. I can discriminate against affected people. Hell, I mean, you can do that anywhere though. That one you can do anywhere. That's like, that's a universal pastime, you know. There's a community post by Renegade. No way. Trying to think, I'm sure I had some topics, other than obviously some endfield stuff, but I'm wondering if I had any other topics. Oh, right. Also, that was a thing. Apparently on Twitch now, there's a very likely, it is very likely if you watch on Twitch and you don't, like, if you just lurk on Twitch, it is very likely that you will currently be tagged as a bot because of their, like, you know, new cracking down on viewer bots. So if you like don't interact with the stream at all, it's like apparently very likely you just get hit by the bot tag. Lurk erasure, for real. What? Yes. They're trying to fight the view botting now, finally, because there was enough pressure. So yeah, now indeed on Twitch you like... Maybe I should... Well, I mean, I guess I have the lurk command. I have the lurk command, I guess, at least for channel point, at least for one channel point, which in theory, like if you use like a channel point or something, then it's like, in theory, enough to fix the issue. Maybe, who knows? But I'm not terribly worried because I'm just, it'll fix it. It'll be fixed at some point. But it is a little funny that they were like, when this whole thing started with the viewing bots and whatnot, they're like, oh yes, we should start working on the viewing bots. And they were like, so we totally have like these tools and they've been around for a while. We're just now making them better. Even though they probably didn't do fucking shit before because they had no reason to, because view bots were just kind of a good thing for them because viewer numbers were better. But now that they had to start doing something and they actually, you know, I guess updated their bot tools. Surprise! They don't work that well. Surprise! All of your lurkers are getting hit. There were people in chat now. Twitch is 2 viewers. Yeah, but it's because you started saying something, Cubic. It was 2 before you said something. So I think we might have in real time proved that if you don't interact with chat, Twitch is just like, okay, you're not a real viewer. Shadow people. Viewers were stealing comments from other channels and dumped them on viewer channel already. Because yeah, obviously, yeah, if you had like, you know, good enough bots, they would indeed just do that. Like then they could just, they comment something. Yeah, Stream Elements probably counts because Stream Elements is like, well, because Stream Elements is, you know, like a sanctioned bot. It is specifically a bot. It is a chat bot. It's not a viewer bot, it's a chat bot. And I think Stream Elements usually counts, yeah, the bot. Because it just kind of, sort of has to, and because also it sends a message at the start of the stream. And it also has, like, mod powers. He's using Twitch in 2035, he says, oh, Prime subbed over there. Real. I appreciate the Prime sub, though. I do. Even though you don't use Twitch. But yeah, I was, yeah, indeed. I have a friend went to Japan. Like on Friday, so a few days ago. God, I'm jealous. God, I wish I was there. Not even good enough. I literally can make view bots that will steal messages and dump them to target channel like few hours. Yep. So I don't exactly. That's the thing. So it's like their new viewbot detection tools probably are like just detecting lurkers, and then if your viewbots are just good enough, it doesn't matter. But also probably people will stop using the viewbots as much just because like, oh, I guess now there is like a risk of, you know, something. So who fucking knows? Who knows? Tabbed out for a second. It's over? It's over? Also, actually, well, yeah, this was actually posted onto the endfield channel on the Discord just now. Indeed, this video, I did watch this, and also part 2. I watched this, actually, I think Cookie is literally currently watching this video. Yeah, so this is just a translated beta review. Lost translated a Chinese beta review of like a very famous reviewer of the beta. I did watch it. It was indeed very comprehensive. Does somewhat beat viewbots. It also kills all your viewers. Yeah, and the thing is that depending on your viewbots, it probably doesn't even catch your viewbots. So like, I think it's gonna take them a while to actually make, you know, actual decent bot catchers. So you may just be make viewbots type something once in chat, yeah. Or have them claim some cheap channel point or whatever. I mean, yeah, the commenting is by far the easiest though, yeah. And because the thing is, it's like the easiest thing as well, because you don't have to make them comment anything like that makes sense. You just have them fucking comment like kek W. They just have to comment kekwa. Or lul. Which works especially well for larger channels, because most of the comments is just various emote spam most of the time anyway. We're not calling you a bot. Your account dropping drastically because 90% of people are lurkers not looking for shelters. It really won't. So like they have an incentive to, you know, they do have an incentive to actually make their bot tracking not catch lurkers. Right now, it's catching lurkers. At least allegedly. Have you seen people type shit like triple glorp attack? My ass didn't think they were real people. Clearly you don't know Twitch enough. Someone types out triple glorp attack and it's 3 glorps. That's a real guy. That's like the realest guy you'll ever meet, man. They know what they're about. They're for real, for real. Trust me. See, triple Joel, meal with potato, so real. Fish meal, fish with potato. See the exact same message typed out 1,000 times. That's called mob mentality, but Twitch. Someone types it, and then it's just like, it's like a gaggle of monkeys. They say like, ooh, 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 monkey, 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 see monkey do. Triple glorp, triple glorp. They just want to be part of it, man. They want to be part of the triple glorp attack. Like they're listening to the streamer. I mean, some of them aren't. Actually, which reminds me, because on Twitch, right? Because you can adjust like your little icons next to your name and whatnot. One of those, so some of those icons, which is the well, I guess I do kind of get it, but some of those icons are like just funny because it's like one of them that you can put on is a mark to say that, oh, you're only listening, like that you're not looking at it, you're only listening. And then the other one is that you're only watching, you're not listening. Which both of them, I guess, do have a use case, especially like the only listening. But then sometimes it's like, someone is like, I'm not listening. They have the mark of I'm not listening, and then they're like responding to the streamer. And I'm like, are you listening or are you not listening, huh? Are you lying? Are you lying to my face on the internet? You said you're not listening, but here you are responding to what the streamer said? And the only watching one is like, I guess for some games, I guess it can kind of make sense. And if it's like, yeah, if you have to like mute the stream, you can watch the stream, but then you can't have like, for some reason, can't have your sound on. Or just can't hear it. But like maybe, you know, the what's happening on stream is visually enough to follow along, I guess. For some game, sure. Like I'm sure like, you know, for some games it works for sure. Like if you don't necessarily like, I don't know, if you're watching like fucking, I don't know, high level Apex or something, you can just kind of watch them play. You don't necessarily need to hear what they're saying. And stuff like that. But most of the time, it is funny when you see like, oh, I'm not watching. But the thing is that then they have the icon of I'm not watching. But then they're commenting, which is like, how are you commenting but not watching? That's also a thing, is that for the one where it's like I'm only listening, but then like you're only listening, but also like you have your phone or something out and you're typing in chat. It's like, pop chat out? Yeah, you can, but look, there he is. He's not watching me. He's listening only. Also fucking popcat. Why did it put popcat? Why is popcat not popcat and it's just pop? Give me a second. Pop. Pop. I'm not signed into 7TV, please. I would have to download 7TV. It already exists. It's a browser extension. Sir? Where's my emote list? Pop. I search. Oh, I'm searching the wrong spot. That's why. Popcat. Is the glue mode on 7TV? I think at one point it was only on like Bear TV or something. They're distracting, maybe just unmute ever so often. Yeah, something like that, where it is just like, it's I guess it's visual snow on your second monitor, yeah. Glue explodes into a horse. I usually mute interviews during esports events because so many gamers are so socially awkward. Real. But exactly, so like stuff like that, indeed. Like if you're watching something where the game being played is like 90% of the value of the content, then yeah, like you can in theory just watch and then like have it on the side and watch it on the side, and not have to listen to it. BlizzCon was 2020, 5 years ago. Also, actually, I just yesterday checked actually how many days it has been since I started Arknights. I didn't actually realize that it's not quite 5 years yet. Wait, let me... Where is it? Yeah. It's gonna be small when I tab in, but... It's not quite 5 years yet. We're a little under 100 days away. It's whatever. November... No, that's not November. That's October 29 / October 30. It's one of them. I'm not a real Arknights gamer, it's true. Also, it's the last medal in the set. There's no more medals after 5. Unless they add them later. Do they add them later? Do they add more later? But for some reason I thought I was at like 5 years. Or actually like possibly like even over 5 years. I think I've just counted my years wrong. I guess they just haven't added yet because we're not in year 6 yet, so there's not a year 6 medal. I always reach it at the very end of the year though, since I started in October. "1,825th day since your awakening." Luckily, obviously, this counts. Just like in general, it doesn't count specifically login days. It just counts from when you started the account. Fake fan, it's true. So true, I'm so fake. Oh yeah, because are these the logins? Ah, yeah. Yeah, this is also, yeah, this is the cruise skin, this is the cruise skin medal. Because you'll get the cruise skin, the 3-star cruise skin at 1,000 days. So if you have this medal, then you'll get cruise skin right away. Yo, banger. Yeah, I mean, I was there for the... Well, actually, maybe did I not see the animations in it? Maybe I didn't see the animations of it. I feel like I checked the animations. Always, I saw when the skin was, like, announced or whatever. I didn't log in for 1,000 days in CNC. I got the cruise skin. I thought it was specifically a 1,000-day login. Also need level 80 for cruise skin, I think. Can 3 stars even be level 80? Aren't 3 stars capped to like a lower level? Oh, level 80 HQ. Right, not... What am I thinking about? Yeah, HQ. Doesn't have any me to log in for 1,000 days. I thought it was specifically like a 1,000-day login thing. Maybe there's some other thing as well with them, but... Yeah, they didn't show the animations on stream, no. What if I can find it? Real quick on Reddit. Arknights. Maybe it is account age then, and not actual login days, even though I thought it was login days. Maybe they made it account age, which indeed just gets you it faster. So even if you've missed stuff, you can just get it if you were just early login or early account. Cruise skin. Oh, it was the first search. No way Reddit search actually fucking worked for something once. I did check it, however, because I had like clicked on it before. It was already grayed out when I clicked on it. Yeah, because it's fucking the bunny doctor. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did watch this. I just didn't remember that it's specifically indeed Doctor's the one attacking. It's very difficult to see when she actually uses like the skill with like the double hit. They're so back to back and there's enough effect that they kind of just blend into each other. Age verification cruise skin. That's how they're gonna do it. If it ever hits Arknights, they'll do it like that. Do you have the cruise skin? You must be old enough. If you have the cruise skin, then you're automatically old enough. You don't have to give your government-sanctioned ID. Speaking of, I have yet to get hit by any of that anywhere. Obviously, I don't live in the countries that it's currently affecting. But I have yet to, like, accidentally even get hit by anything, because I know some people have been getting hit by the fucking age verification bullshit when they are not in any of the countries actually getting hit by it. But, like, somehow they get tagged. It's EU. No, it's not even EU. Well, it's not EU at least yet. It's literally just the UK. For now, I'm pretty sure it's just the UK. And it's also going into America as well. It's also Australia. I think it hit like Australia and the UK at like the same time. And US, I think, doesn't have it fully yet, but is getting it like very soon on like YouTube as well and any other fucking site. Fucking insane, first of all. All of that shit is ridiculous and should not exist. But yeah, because I think there was indeed something about EU possibly like trying to go that way as well. Which like a fucking course, of course, a fucking course they would, a fucking course. Obviously the right, is it entelecheia or is it entelecheia? How do you say? Is it soft or is it hard? It is stonks for VPN companies. It's very funny because now if you go onto like UK app stores or whatever, all the VPNs are at the top. You have logged in for 1,100. You see, you fucking gaming addict. Hard? Yeah, because that was my initial guess as well. Was I never actually considered the possibility that it would be soft. But then I heard someone call it with like a soft ch. I was like, could it be? Like my Proton VPN is free though. It's one of the free ones, yeah. However, so the thing is, I see free VPN and maybe I don't know, and maybe I know just enough to be stupid about it. But I see free VPN and I'm like, that's suspicious. Why is it free? Like, are you a fucking non-profit? Like, are you funded by like a non-profit? How is it free? Where is the funding coming from? How do you run the service if it's free? Let's get a free machine. Host your own WireGuard Open VPN. That's the other option. This thing is like, a free VPN. If you use a free VPN, like a VPN as like more than for like, okay, once a month you have to VPN for something. So you like quickly have some free VPN for something, like a tunnel bear or whatever on just like a browser. You enable it for one time a month or something less. So okay, sure, it's not fucking worth buying one. But if you use it like every day or just a lot, like free VPN? Free VPNs are just bad enough to work, but do so sluggishly to make you buy the premium version. Could that be it? But then there's some VPNs I think which is just like, oh yeah, we're just fully free. I mean, Proton VPN probably isn't fully free, surely. Swiss company. Presumably it is. Okay, well, 30 days. So yeah, okay, you have a free version and then a paid version. That makes more sense if indeed it's always just like, if it's just, here's the free one. It sucks balls. Please give us money so you'll get an actual good VPN. Then that makes sense. Paid version per the VIP has all service, free only has 5. Okay, if it's just a limited version, then that makes some sense at least. If it's just a heavily limited version for the free, then there's like, okay, so someone is paying for this at some point. I have my own tunnel and it's 25 times faster than the free version of VPNs. I actually do have a paid VPN, but it's just because I wanted a VPN while I lived in the UK. I wanted a VPN, and then I just got like really cheap deals on a VPN. So I still just have it. I still have a VPN subscription until like 2026. I paid for it like fucking 3 years ago or more. Or the last time I paid for a VPN was like probably almost 3 years ago. On like some massive deal where I got it super cheap, like a couple of euros per month type of shit. So I'm just coasting on it while I still have it. I need a lot less now when I'm in Finland, so. Every now and then, but very, very rarely these days. You bought just 4 years of it? No, because I bought some when I was in the UK, and then at some point, it was gonna run out at some point, and then I can't remember exactly what it was, but I got like another huge deal for it. And that's the last time I bought it. Your service is perpetual because it's your own thing. Instead of subscription model, which is all the other VPNs. The normie VPNs. Yeah, it's cheaper if you do it yourself, but like, look, how many people actually can be bothered to do it themselves? She is a lot of legs, it's true. Also, what is this like? Her hips are wider than the rest of her existence. She's 30% hips, like minimum. Also, obviously, a Surter artist. This launches on Thursday. Yeah, we don't have any breaks. This event launches on Thursday. So what, like, how many hours? Like half a day after current event ends, we'll get this. Can we actually see her E2 art? Because you can't see it properly from there. We have it here though. Yep, well, because now you just get to see it from behind. You don't actually see that much ass though, because there's all of this in the way, but you do see the thighs. You sure do see thighs. But so this is obviously probably going to be Friday stream. It's probably just going to be indeed this. We'll read through, because it's a vignette event, so that's usually like a 3-hour read or something. So it's kind of perfect for Friday. We'll read the stories and then obviously the anime episode. I'm not gonna roll on her now. Picking the event notice in game though. Bye squish. Actually, speaking of, wait. I gotta find this. Do any of you follow like the Arknights official news channel or whatever on Discord? Because this is the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail on the Discord news channel for the 2D PV that they posted. This is the thumbnail. Because I have like an IRL friend server, and we just have a channel in there for a bunch of gacha news, like for the news channels of the gachas we play. And then this just pops up into the channel. I'm like, whoa, goodness. Whoa. Because it's not the same on YouTube. I was like, I wonder if this is gonna be the YouTube thumbnail as well. It's not. What's the YouTube thumbnail? The YouTube thumbnail is just like it's Intellect, right? Well, so okay, that's why. See, the Discord post of it, right? The Discord post of it just takes the first frame. The first frame is thighs. But then on YouTube, obviously, it's like a different chosen thumbnail. It's just the first frame of this animation is thighs. They knew what they were doing. The 1,000 credits banner? Oh, for the dorm credits or whatever? Yeah, I have. At some point, for sure. Actually, now it's almost kind of easy because you have like the little extra bit of credits now as well every week. Do we have the invoices yet? Do we? Maybe? Did we already have it on CN? Oh, so you have the Belena Martin is Entelekia voice? I think we don't, maybe? This is just JP voice lines. Epilogue, JP voice lines. I think we maybe didn't have EN voice lines yet. I do remember I heard the JP voice line like early, or JP voice earlier today, and I was like, oh yeah, it's that voice actor. Ikumi Hasegawa, who... I'm trying to remember who the character was that I was thinking of. Was it like... It might have been Kita from Bocce the Rock. Is it... Was it that... What's that one? Was it that one? Yeah, it was. It was Kita from Bocce. Why is Bocce the Rock second season here first? What is this order? Why is it weird ass order in what? Oh, because it's sorted by most recent instead of just that's the default sort now is most recent. Oh, they're also Lena from 86. What else? Domestic Nakanojo. Sure. Are they in Dungeon Meshi? Also the other dungeon one? They're Arcade in Fate Grand Order? Arcade is in Fate Grand Order? Actually, that's not surprising at all, but... They're just women. I like how they... What? Yeah, this Onna elf is just female elf. ATO is kind of far. Actually, I haven't listened to any of the music from that yet. Also, so yeah, so what does ATO stand for? It's ATO. What does it stand for? It's sorted by most popular would make more sense. Yeah, most popular or indeed just... If you know what you're looking for, then also alphabetical works, because then it's alphabetical, so you can just go down. It is just ATO? The fuck is this? APT ass naming. Apatu. But it's ATO. Which doesn't really work for that particular rhythm. Kumo desu ka? Ruination? In what language? Because if it was just Japanese ato, then that's just after. That's just after. Like something ato is after something. Also, yeah, do watch Grand Blue. It's true. Renegade is correct. Watch Grand Blue. Oh, yeah, she's Ubel. I forgot. That's the other one. She's Ubel. I was wondering the Ubel spotted. I was like, wait, which Ubel? Oh, yeah, they made Mihono Bourbon! Horse! Horse! They're Mihono Bourbon. Also, apparently they're not sure go second season. Okay. Yeah, if it's just ato as in... If it's ato in Japanese, then that's just indeed like after. Or is generally used in a form of context that it's after. Like if you just say atode, it's like after. And then depending on the context, it means something. Don't want to text dump. I didn't actually look at it. Where is it? CN. What do you mean? Huh? No upcoming events. Well, I guess you're right. Maybe the current event? ATO? Story arc ST. Summertime. Seeing got CC before that? Yeah. On global, yeah. We're getting see you soon before CC, which is a different order. technically have advantage next C. I guess if Entelekia happens to be useful in the next CC, then yes. Oh, and I guess any possible modules that might make a difference. This, oh, maybe this is some. Oh, wait, okay. It does have like a kanji though. Okay, because it has a more. It has like a kanji as well. So indeed, it can be. It might be some. Because you know it's Japanese. They have limited amount of sounds. So then, the same sound can be like 10 different words. Okay, yeah, 4 old meanings. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. After, behind, trace, footprint. Scar. Okay, this one I didn't know. Has the symbols of leaving behind the scarred traces of ruin. Like this. I'm not sure where the ruin part comes on if your 4 meanings are after and behind, and then indeed trace as in footprint, and then sometimes scar. I don't know how you quite extrapolated to leaving behind the scarred traces of ruins, but I mean, okay. Sure. Because of the summer skin. Mm-hmm. Oh, only no new models. Alright. Then it's just operators, yeah. I guess ruins are, yes, things left after destruction. I mean, sure, but it's a bit, unless this is someone more explained somewhere more officially, then it's kind of reading a lot into it. What in the hell, Renegade? Yeah, I feel it's a bit of a stretch, because you can also indeed, I mean, well, depending on what the end story is about, you know, it can indeed just be Atto in the more common usage of, you know, after, behind, and so on. The story's quite short? Huh. And yeah, it is shortest. I mean, yeah, it's 3 letters. Or 1 kanji. Because yeah, is the kanji also that it specifically uses actually is... I think it's this one specifically. If this kanji is... Never mind, this one looks all fucked up. Is this even a normal ass kanji? Oh no, it should be it. Or roughly, at least. It's just like insanely stylized if it is the same kanji. It's missing the left radical though. It doesn't have the full radical on the left though. Or really the same strokes on top either. Yeah, but also it might just be a made up fucking kanji. Because I believe there's like a bunch of, yeah, like all of this stuff here is just like, it's a more like made up language. It's like fake Japanese. Or yeah, it could be just multiple things mashed together. It could be a bunch of these mashed together, yeah. Japanese do love wordplays, though. It is true. This is true. Renegade shaking in my head. You see toes and you instantly go for camel toe, really? Down bad. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Noel and Whispering have similar... Whispering have similar tired middle-aged auras. Sure. Noel for sure. Whispering is like, yeah, she's like tired. I don't know about middle-aged tired, but how did you arrive? Look, don't ask me. Renegade's brain works different. Because I thought it would have been like an acronym, you know, ATO, not that it's literally just Atto. Also, okay, yeah, the banner is just Hanabi Excellent. Hanabi Exile. God, what the... No, Exile. That's a D. A weird ass D. Hanabi Exiled. Okay, that makes sense. Sure. Yeah, because... Was Hoshi exiled originally? Was that how she ended up out of there? And yeah, all the aesthetics that I've seen are very good. Wishbrain does not look young. No, but I wouldn't necessarily say like it's like a middle-aged tiredness. That's a very specific type of middle age, you know? Or like tiredness. She might be tired from like constantly losing her memories and shit. Isn't that what happens to her? I'm pretty sure so. She's a jellyfish that like dies and revives and loses all memories. Also, there's actually some EPs that I haven't even... And there's a bunch of new EPs that I haven't like... I guess I've just been like really busy, so I haven't actually listened to like... That's the wrong place. I still have a MiHoYo tab. I have not used this... Actually, I like how this actually doesn't pop up on stream. When I open this folder, it doesn't actually show. I haven't used this forever because I haven't played any of the games in forever. What am I looking for? Monster Siren. Doc mind delete this. Oh, for fuck's sake, it doesn't work. It's gonna start playing soon. Stop! I like how I've, at some point, MSR is weird with his cookies where you have to like clear it. I like how I've set up this site to clear cookies every time I close it. It does not work. It does, refreshing ones doesn't work for me. Not even Control F5 works for me. I specifically have to clear cookies for it to work. I guess I'll try. Well, at least the last time I ever tried anything else other than clearing cookies, when it first started happening. Okay, the ATO EP is already out. It's probably not out on Spotify yet, unless. Spotify, oh yeah, on Spotify, this is the newest track that's out, which is related to IS, isn't it? I could scrape the music, yeah, but I don't really hugely need them on my machine necessarily. It's a lot of space. Yeah, this is the newest one that's on Spotify for whatever reason. So we don't have... Actually, it's a little strange that it's specifically this one, so we don't also have the OST for IS6. Or Summer Fizzbop, or the Ambient Synesthesia yet. Or this one, Undaunted, or Little Wish, or ATO. I haven't listened to any of these actually. Wait, there's a bunch. I've listened to... Well, I've listened to the After. But I haven't listened... Maybe I did listen to the full OST of Act or Die. I have listened to Grow on My Time, for whatever reason. I think I never even listened to Maranatus. And this, which I can't read or pronounce. Did I listen to Summer Fizzpop? Obviously, Mr. Synesthesia I've heard live, but I haven't heard the studio versions. Fuck was I literally just had a thought and then it disappeared. Oh right, I was just supposed to check because... What is this under? Heavenly Me, the Exia Altar song, does indeed not... Yeah, it doesn't come under MSR. It is not credited under MSR at all on Spotify, so it doesn't come up there. It's credited under Ayue, who I'm assuming is probably composer, and then Rina the singer, who's also part of a band girl thing. Anime. But then also like The title of the album or EP on Spotify is Heavenly Me, music for Arknights. And this composer has nothing else on Spotify except this one song. I don't know why it's not under MSR as well. Interesting. Which might just be... Oh, because... Is it even under MSR on YouTube? Oh, yeah, YouTube is... Okay, yeah, YouTube is also under the same... Like, this is the newest on YouTube. YouTube order, however, is different from... Because it shows, like, albums first, and then it goes to EPs. Yeah, it's also not here. It's not under here either. I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's an accident, but yeah, the Heavenly Me is not under MSR for like at all for some reason. Oh yeah, over here, yeah, on YouTube it's under Vastayan Wings. But no, wait, this is not. Wait, this isn't the. Yeah, no, sorry, this isn't the. This is not. This is a re-uploaded file, not like the YouTube music version of it. Also, oh, AP Drummer did Heavenly Me. Cool. YouTube gets auto-generated from Spotify? No, they're like a separate thing. Because sometimes they also like happen at different times. Sometimes Spotify will have it first, sometimes YouTube has it first. It's all over the place. But so Heavenly Me, does Heavenly Me not have like a YouTube music upload? Oh, isn't it? So you're going to be back in an hour if you're still going to stream. Need to cook something because I have tremors already. I'll need more than an hour. Something happened? Did he fucking die? He died? He's fucking dead? Yeah, there's a bunch of music here that I have not listened to. Maybe I'll listen to them off stream though? I don't know. I guess I would have time to do them now. Also, why is it still so... I guess it's humid today. In exchange for it not being as warm, it is, however, significantly more humid. I have a message. It's dumb. Oh, the stove is dirty. Ah. Understandable. Yeah, I can't wait for this. I think I said it already at some point. I'm very glad that this will end up being our global anniversary event. I think it actually has like, it's like cool enough to actually feel good as a global or like as an anniversary event. For once. Nothing special in here. And the endfield subreddit, they've been losing it a little bit. It's like it's a little funny to just watch. They've seen better days. Also, it's August 5th now. So, when does Gamescom? When's Gamescom? And complains about weather. It's true, man. I hate... Well, because I complain about the weather because if the weather makes me sweat, I am significantly uncomfortable. I hate sweating. And yet I sweat easily. Fucking date is it? Date? What if Dodge has changed too? It is It's such a mess. It's just such a mess. Do I trust you, search assist? Actually, I think it was August 20. What's August 20? August 20 is... Okay, it's from Wednesday to Sunday. Okay, that seems about right. Seems about right. It's just, well, we know the Griff line is at Gamescom, like you can go and test the game and so on. That's the main thing we know, you can go test the game over there. It's more so if does anything else big happen. I mean, if something happened, it would maybe be during opening night live. Opening night live is probably then... Oh, wait a minute. When is opening night live? Gamescom opening night live 2025. Because this is usually kind of fun-ish to watch. August 9th, it's on a fucking Tuesday? Tuesday? Okay, but it's at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Actually, never mind! Dude, that's perfect! That's normal stream time, pretty much. Hey there, Shophead. Never mind, that's reasonable. Because it's Europe! The show's in Europe, so the time is actually, like, reasonable for me in Europe. No way! Yeah, we'll probably watch this. I'll probably watch it. Just for fun. Because also, like, even... Because I don't even actually expect Enfield to be on opening night live. I don't know why they would be. But it's usually just kind of fun taking it as, like, a little... Look at the live and see some trailers and laugh at things. Is Gamescom the good one? What do you mean by the good one? Why do you phrase it like that? Like it's a race or something, huh? It's one of the good ones? Internet Dedge, Ripperoni. Game's not even reached open beta. Well, it'll the game will never reach open beta because, like, that's not a thing gacha games do. It's not a thing gacha games do. When was the last time you heard of a gacha game that had an open beta before release? Never. It's not a thing. Also, yeah, you go to Gamescom for indie games, or wait 5 hours in queues for AAA games. Or you go there for the one AAA game you're interested in, you use half a day on that, and then after that, the rest of the time you use on indie games. I've been to Gamescom once. Quite a few years ago. Actually, the year I was at Gamescom was... I'm wondering if it was a year before... the first time Enfield was at Gamescom. I don't know, no, it's been longer than that. No, I know it's been longer than that. First time Enfield was at Gamescom was last year. Way longer than that. Yeah, never mind. I'm smoking something. I'm smoker. Big smoker. Hallucinating. I think the year I was at Gamescom though, which was many years ago, I think the year I was at Gamescom, there was like a playable Silksong version or something. At the very least, I don't think it was just like Hollow Knight. I think it was like some super early version of Silksong that was playable. No, I went last time. No, yeah, when I was at Gamescom, I think that shit was before COVID. I think that shit was before COVID. Actually, that was a long time ago. It's a while ago. Blocking my pachinko ball. Can't wait till they finish Rail Baltics. I hate airport BS. So true. I don't have a fucking choice from here. If I want to go anywhere... If I want to go anywhere, it has to be plane. I'm cooked. I have no options. really. I mean, other than like the couple of countries right next to you where you can go by boat or something. Quite sure there's at least one more test and it will not be released this year. Based on what? There might be indeed another test, but it would still be a closed test. Because my guess is that they're still going to try and get it out this year. Because if they don't get it out this year, then it's going to wait until like March next year. Which would be quite a while. COVID year did nuke time perception, yeah. So close, what is this event even about? oh, ATO. And it's stuck in Frankfurt like 4 times. Fate worse than death, possibly? I don't think I've ever been stuck in Frankfurt. Have I been to Frankfurt Airport? Like for more than just like a transfer or something. Have I ever been to Frankfurt Airport for a transfer? I'm not sure I have. I don't think I've flown anywhere where I would have needed to go by Frankfurt. Or I just didn't happen to go by Frankfurt. No, no. Aura of evil. I feel like I've heard this. Lobby. Well, oh, like, is it like Adele event where the lobby screen switches based on time? I've been stuck in Cologne. I've been to Cologne. Well, I haven't been to Cologne Airport. Because when I went to Gamescom, and Gamescom is in Cologne. But when I went there, I flew to Düsseldorf. Oh, it's not time, different music? Okay, so it's just, well, I guess it's just different changing condition than a alter. The airport bar try. I think you mean it fucking destroyed your wallet. The bar sucked your wallet dry. Airports are fucking, like, magical places, but, like, magical derogative places. They are, like, they're the fever dream taken manifest in the real world, where time doesn't exist, and, like, normal public behavior doesn't apply. They're whack places. They're real whack. Strange existences. Through Poland with a lot and Finnish to Tokyo. That is the cool part. I want to go to Japan. I don't have to get any kind of connections because I live in the country where like most flights to Asia go through, or like a significant portion of flights that go to Asia, they go through Helsinki with Finnair. So I don't have to go. I'm just here. I'm living this shit. Okay, opening live is 19th. And indeed at a reasonable... I mean, it's actually somewhat later than I'd usually go on a Tuesday, but... we'll deal with it. We'll make exceptions. Checking some stuff. I know there's some people are trying to finish their videos for the video creation event for current event. They are running out of time. Quickly and surely running out of time. Oh, also, I said this on the I remember this. I sent this on the Discord, but indeed I had spread the misinformation about the stuff we actually saw in the tiny bit of endfield gameplay we had, which was just that in the spot where I thought a normal dodge skipped to final strike, it was just me being blind and not recognizing that the combo actually, or the attack chain did actually get to the second to last attack. So it did not actually skip to anything. It was just not interrupting the combo, which we already knew anyway. Which actually I also couldn't find an example during this live stream. I couldn't find an example for dodge not interrupting combo, but then I found that like right after. So more so, yes, dodge is a combo extender. Yeah, it's real. Well, so I think I realized why I couldn't see it. Let's just review it. The reason why it was so difficult to see, I mean, this is the fight. Oops. So it happens here, right? We're not talking about the part where you have the perfect dodge. It's here where I thought it skipped to the final strike from a normal dodge, not a perfect dodge. Because here you see her do 1, 2. Then she does, this is the third attack, which has like 2 parts to it. It has sort of the uppercut move, and then it does the stab. But then after this next attack is actually already the second to last attack. But I just didn't recognize the animation, I think because of the angle and the poor quality and kind of being inside of the enemy. This is already the second to last attack, is that like bigger spin move. But I'd only seen it from behind, so I didn't like recognize the animation. But after, now they did the second to last attack, then they dodge, and then they instantly start, like they start the next attack right away, so it just continues it into the final strike. Part of the fourth attack cancel. Which one even is the fourth attack here? Is one of the questions. So because 1, 2, because the third attack like just has like 2 parts to it. I think it's the same. Well, actually, I mean, I literally can't. I'm quite literally pulling this out of my ass. I think this attack that just now started and hit has 2 hits, but it's 1 input. It's just because it goes so fast. It's so quick. The second attack comes out so quick, which is this stab attack, which we can see better somewhere else. Because you get this attack and then it like, boom. You instantly get the poke attack, but maybe it's an additional input. It's just so quick. And yeah, this is then the however many attack. And then the dodge and into boom. So yeah, I thought that was originally skipping the final strike from a normal dodge like part way through the combo, but it's not. It was just continuing it. And because earlier we also see it continue. This is what I found. We didn't look at it on stream, but we looked at it on, or I posted about it on the Discord later. Then let me just like unmute and pause and. Well, that's also part of it that you don't see. I think it's just because of how it looked. Once you see that, when you look at the here where we can now better see like the full combo, it is the same attack, but you just don't get to see the originium that comes out of the ground because it's inside of the enemy. Because here you see the full combo. It's those 2 hits, then the sort of uppercut. Okay, this, well, yeah. Oh, yeah, you do see but the stuff in the way. Now you can see better. This is also where you see the combo continuing again. Because they do 2 attacks. That's the first 2 attacks, which are just normal slices. Then they dodge. And then they continue into the third strike, which is like the uppercut. Then you get... And because the uppercut then like goes... Actually, wait a minute. He went to the stab? I thought there was one more attack. No, yeah, the third attack, yeah. Third attack indeed goes to stab. But okay, so never mind. Maybe the stab is a separate input. It's just so quick. Is it it just feels like it goes in one input. Because it flows directly from it. It doesn't really feel like you could pause in between. So I feel like it's one input. It goes very quickly. And then this is indeed... Yeah, this is the spin where they jump up and they spin this way. Oh, but yeah, then you have, yeah, because then you have this. Then you have this part of it. And I'm guessing this part of it, actually, yeah, this part of this attack did get interrupted in the turret fight. It got interrupted by the dodge. This specific part of this attack, also probably the same input. But since you already started this attack, it does let you, like, it skips this part of the attack then when you do the final hit. You just say the third move was a two-parter? Because I think it is. Like, I think it is. Mainly just because of, if we look at it in full speed, right? If we don't pause. 1, 2, dodge. It goes so quickly. That looks like one input because, Jesus Christ, both hits, both the uppercut and then the stab, happen in like fucking 20 milliseconds. Because it goes so quickly. And then the next attack is, I think, also probably a two-parter. Because that also just very much just flows as one attack. Like it doesn't look like the animation would be able to pause in the middle of it and sort of reset a combo. I was surprised when no, because for a second when I was pausing quickly, I was like, I got confused on what attack it was. I got confused. And then obviously you get the final hit. So the combo is one normal hit, one input. Second input, another normal hit. Then the third input is a double hit. Fourth input is also a double hit. But seemingly you can dodge out of the double hit attacks. So you don't get the second hit. But like the attack chain continues and then you can like go on to the next one. Okay, here you also indeed see like the, well, actually you don't get to see the full thing because it gets interrupted by QTE, but it's 4 times for 22. Okay, is it? And yeah, this attack indeed hits 4 times for 22, yeah. It just has like that's just how it's coded for like looking fancy, that it has like multiple hits to it when it's the same input. Because then in the turret, when you just look at the, because this one is so messy because it's fucking, the bit rate is like 3 and the enemies are like in the way of the camera and everything. So here you don't, I think they just indeed skip, because you get 1, 2 and then you get the stab move. No, it does come out! It comes out, but the animation for it got cancelled. But did it not hit? No, it did hit. Yeah, you can see this is the little originium crystal right here. So it got spawned and everything. It's just that the actual animation of Endmin like summoning it didn't play because they dodged. And then obviously they go on to just finish the combo normally into the final strike. So you can kind of indeed like get the last hits even though, which also kind of confirms that they're the same input, because they didn't finish the animation, but all of the like attack bits went out. And then obviously you have, well, then you have, this fight here, which is the more like woo one, where you actually, see that the perfect dodge has been changed, first of all, just visually, and the fact that it doesn't use stamina, and then I'm just wondering why there is, so, because one thing that I've specifically seen, for some reason I feel like a bunch, maybe it's like 2 people, and I constantly just happen to see them in different places. But here specifically, right? Because indeed, so here, right? This is the combo up until the second to last attack, right? It's up to the second to last attack. We see they do the second to last attack. They summon the little the Reginium spike. Then they ult and they start walking around. Like they pause the attack chain. Or rather, I don't think it's pausing. This is canceling the attack chain. It has reset because they're walking. And then they dodge, but they get to go to final strike. My assumption is that the perfect dodge lets you skip to final strike because it would be extremely strange if you could continue the attack chain after walking around for like a full second, not attacking. Seems very odd. Like, why would you have it be that lenient? Because it's not like it's not like they even interrupt the attack chain with a dodge and then walk around or something. It's specifically they stop it and then they walk around. We don't get to, I guess we don't get to, do we get to see if they like dodge out of this last or second to last attack? No, because then they just ult. Okay, no, they land from the attack and then they start walking around. Boom. And then you skip to it. Because for some reason I've just seen some people thinking that you would have this generous of a grace period on the attack chain not resetting as you just walk around. You do a little loop-de-loop and walk around for like a second. I don't know why it wouldn't reset that point. It might just be a didn't play the beta thing or something, because obviously a lot of the people did not play the beta and now they're making all kinds of guesses based off of this without having any hands-on beta experience. Because in beta, the attack chain was reset by like the smallest little thing. I don't think they looped around. So I think the reason they loop around here, because this is all done like live or whatever. I think the reason they loop around here is because they want to show the perfect dodge, and they have this circle, which is from experience, I can say, is the easiest type of attack to time a perfect dodge off because the indicator is so clear on when you need to dodge. So this is the easiest possible time to do a perfect dodge to show it. I think that's why they loop around and they specifically dodge the AoE. Because also, there's been people whose idea was like, oh, maybe you can only do perfect dodges off of like the circle AoEs, because that's the only one we see. Which is an insane assumption. Like, what? Ah, why would that be the assumption? In beta, you could perfect dodge any attack. Obviously, you just didn't have any gains from perfect dodging it. So because the lowest amount of assumption, this feels like this is very much a thing that has been lost to the copium huffers and doomium huffers, where they have completely lost like a very central tenet to speculating about shit like this, which is make the least amount of possible assumptions about changes and what is happening. And the assumption of you can only dodge the AoEs or like the more special like red indicated attacks is a much larger assumption than the perfect dodge functioning this or having the same capabilities as it did in beta, which is you can perfect dodge any attack. You can iframe, or at least try to iframe any attack. I think some attacks have too many active frames to even dodge them, but you can try and you can get like the perfect dodge effect in beta off of any attack. Because I mean, why would you have very specific attacks that you would dodge, and why would it specifically be the circles? The circles, which more often than not, the circles are like, oh, avoid it and just like walk around it and position yourself to the side of it so you don't get hit by it. Like it's rational to the degree of like, well, it's the only type of attack that we confirmed can perfect dodge, right? Because it's the only one you see. but it requires you to make the additional assumption that they would have changed it from the beta that people have actually had their hands on, where you can dodge any, like, all attacks can trigger perfect dodge, and not that it's saved for only like very specific special attacks. So just keeping our assumptions at the minimum possible amount, you can perfect dodge any attack, it's just about the timing. I think the only reason they do it here on the red circle AoE is because it's really easy to time if you're trying to like showcase something. It's very easy to time there. That's all. Obviously, I mean, a huge question that indeed we can't know at all from here is like amount of iframes and so on. I think the little like backflip thing that. So my assumption, I guess, for the backflip part here, you know, the like special, the fancy thing like animation and effect here for the perfect dodge, is just flair. I think it's just visual flair. I don't think it indicates really anything else other than indicating to you that, hey, you got a perfect dodge, and it gives you, you know, a little bit of a dopamine hit on getting that special, like, fancy animation and effect for hitting it. Because right, this little, like, blue, this blue, I'm pointing at my screen with my finger like I'm a fucking idiot, as if you could see. This little thing here is just a very common flare for indicating stuff like perfect dodges. Which, by the way, first of all, I've seen this directly said by people that, damn, that animation and so on is straight out of, it's exactly like, it's super close to like the Woowa dodge with the effect and everything. Brothers, it's the fucking near dodge. It's the near dodge, it's not the Woowa dodge. It's near. Near had these fucking like trails or whatever, like the ghost when you perfect dodge. It's the automata dodge. I know they haven't played near, but that's the thing. Where do you fucking think Woowa got it? Where do you think Woowa got it? Where do you think... Actually, wait a minute. ...2016. ...2017. Okay. I was going to say, where do you think Hawkeye 3rd got it from? Except I think Hawkeye 3rd doesn't even have this exact type of dodge. But I think PGR might also have this type of dodge. But yeah, Automata came out in 2017. And that's the first time I remember seeing this dodge. And it is clearly much older than Woowa or ZZZ. Probably fucking Nier isn't even the first one to do it. Hell, they could have had this in like one of the other Platinum games. This is almost just like the Platinum games dodge effect. Is kind of what it is. But yeah, like it's like the visuals does not make it Woowa. when it exists indeed much before, and Woowa got it from somewhere else in the first place. It's gacha, so it's Woowa. I know. Because all of it is indeed always, it only exists in the gacha space. Other games do not exist in the gacha space. All references are to other gacha games and not other games. And people also like to say, yeah, it's like, it's this or it's that. But in this case specifically, the problem is that it's used in a derogative and like doom posting manner of, oh my god, it's the Woowa dodge. Fucking slop, it's over. When like, no, because you can't use it like if you just want to compare the visuals, sure. If you're making some kind of value judgment off of the visuals, and the value judgment is tied to the fact that it's from a game or it looks like a game that you don't like, that's where you have a problem. Because then you're putting like some kind of point to it, and you're trying to like do something with it instead of just objectively comparing. Oh, hey, it looks pretty similar to this. And at that point, you have to bring out like, okay, but Wuwa wasn't the one to do it. Like, Wuwa got it from somewhere else. We don't discuss in good faith in this house. So real, though. So real. I really shouldn't. It's way better to drama farm with whatever the fuck. But yeah, indeed. It is not Wuwa dodge. It is near automata dodge. Like, also, do we... This starts from the dodge so early. Is there another GIF here? This is not a GIF. Can we find like an actual proper video of near the automata dodge? Because even this specific, like, nowhere. It's just loads of near reviews instead of specifically the dodge. But like, I guess the tiny bit you can kind of see from here, like of the dodge, it even looks like the sort of shape of everything, like the sort of pose and actual movement they do on the dodge is kind of similar even. I guess it'd just be like, look up any boss fight pretty much, or just any combat, honestly. Your automata, like, combat. Combat basics. Or combat montage, I guess.
Been asked.
You're gonna show me dodge.
Light sword is your main hand weapon, but yeah.
No, you're not fighting anything. Fight something, please.
And you do the ground slam. There's 4 weapons.
You're too slow. Combat montage. There's literally I think there's literally a dodge in the thumbnail here. They're not gonna dodge it, they're just gonna kill everything. I think that was a parry, not a dodge. Yeah, that's not dodging. Do we see any dodges? This music is not from near. I forgot about Cowboy Guy. I can't find a fucking dodge, man. I can't find a dodge, man. They're just killing everything instead of dodging stuff. They're too good. Never mind. Well, there was like when they're like super quick. Of course, in near you get like 4 silhouettes when you do dodge instead of just the one. But here you get a dodge. She's dodging. But you see, like, they kind of, it's like that splay your legs out. You kind of do like a... Well, actually, because also, wait. It just looks like... Oh, God, what's the terminology? There's like a... It's not, like, exactly martial arts. It's like... What's it called? It's like martial arts tricking. Is that it? Taekwondo tricking combo. Yeah. See? Wait. This move like really soon here. Like right after this. This move right here. It's the same fucking move! They do the same move! No, it's too early. That move is just this dodge. Am I crazy? That's what I look like. And then you just have like the, you know, the little after effect thing, which is indeed a thing that is in many a game. Aerial cartwheel, yeah, it's like it is like a super basic, just sort of fancy looking, often used for like a fancy looking dodge, you know? It is kind of like sort of, if it maybe it's called an aerial cartwheel, but it's just this move here. Yeah, it's like an aerial cartwheel kind of thing. Like a little bit more horizontal, obviously, and not like fully vertical like a cartwheel, but yeah. Because obviously it's very similar here, except here it's like a little bit more, how would you say, exaggerated because it's near automata. And 2B has to spread her legs far wider for, you know, the player's enjoyment. And thank God she does. We love 2B over here. And we love Nier Automata. If you haven't played Nier Automata, by the way, go play Nier Automata. And also the Nier Replicant remake. Let's go play him. Fantastic game. Do you think they made the dodges as tight as Automata? Were the dodges in Automata super tight? If by tight you mean like narrow window. The dodge was a pretty narrow window in beta, at least. Also, wait, earlier I think I was going off on something. Did someone? I thought someone commented like a timestamp somewhere at some point. Was it on Twitch chat? Oh, at 350. Wait a minute. Cubic said 350 something. 350, you can see enemy doing the attacks until the final attack, walking around for around 1 second and not continuing the sequence. Yeah, because here they dodge. Yeah, here they dodge out of it. They do the sequence actually until the second to last attack. Then they walk around and then they keep attacking. Pretty much they walk around for the same amount of time that they walk around in the perfect dodge clip as well. So good catch, Cubic. This did pretty much the exact same situation, except it doesn't have the perfect dodge part of it. And yes, it resets. They don't do anything else in between except they dodge and they walk around a little bit. While in the other clip, they don't dodge, but they stop the combo and then they walk around a bit and then they dodge. And then they do the perfect dodge and whatnot. Which indeed, boom, like what I was already saying. What if I've already played it? I've gone all the endings and all the achievements. What do I do then? Actually, never mind. Then you've already peaked at life and you can't actually really do anything else. I mean, you can actually play it again because I'm assuming, Shango, you did the thing at the end. Well, actually, you had to. If you got all of the endings, you kind of had to do the thing at the end. There should be more misinformation in the endfield community. So real, though. Imagine. We already have so much of it and it causes so much heated discussion. What if we had more? What if we had more? It's crazy. You can play F14 until you play the Nier race too. True. Also, there was a mobile game for Nier at some point, which actually ended. I don't know if it like EOS kind of ending or if they actually just finished what they wanted to do and ended it. I think they'll increase the backpack space from 30 to 35. I hope they do a lot of things with the inventory situation, you know. Much people actually fact check. I did have to go because I'd already commented my assumption, my wrong assumption or observation of normal dodge skip to final attack. I had to go and fact check myself in multiple places. Being like, never mind, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. Or did they actually increase it from 30 to 35? Oh, was it actually visible? I guess they do because you look at the pack back, don't they? But that stuff I did not go into. I'm obviously like, I like over analyzing absolute nothing burgers, but I did not go into like checking backpack inventory space. Also, another thing that was posted was like, oh, they increased the amount of like the shiny little collectible balls. They're now 45 instead of 40, which is like, okay, okay. Fake launch of a trailer. Wrong. Then you listen to OST over and over. Yes. Yes. Your OST is insanely good. Actually, anything by the guy who made the OST. Oh god, what's his name? Oh god, what's his name? Starts with an O. Japanese guy. Anyway, guy's goated. Guy's insane. Gacha based don't play any other games. It's true. We were discussing this. How indeed everything is compared within the gacha space. You are not allowed to compare to real games. Smallest detail I know is the top left corner of the depot inventory is yellow. Wow. Oh, I just know there's like a, you're in combat, so you have a little tiny X on here. Actually, this doesn't look like, this doesn't really look Finnish. This like little stop icon on your switch between exploring and factory does not look quite finished, because like, oh, you're combat, so you can't switch to factory. Looks a little. Gacha games should gradually become real games. Dude, imagine! It would be crazy. At least Hypergriff is making some real games, if nothing else. Also, actually, this was something that Renegade made a little video pointing some stuff out. This is actually a little thing that he pointed out, which is indeed, it is a little thing. It's just kind of like one of those little polish things that you see, which is just fun, which I absolutely did not fucking notice. I think, is it after this attack? Or is it... Or after these dudes die? Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Maybe? Kill the guy? Yeah, it is. Yeah. This tiny little animation when the dude dies and then Enbin is still like, you know, in the sort of final animation of the attack, but then you're already inputting a direction sort of towards their back. Like they have to do a 180 or they have to do like a little 90-degree turn after here, like after this, and now they do the little turn towards the, over here to this direction. They actually just have like a tiny little animated turn to it, which I didn't notice, because I also didn't notice that it didn't exist in the January beta. In the January beta, she just kind of, if you're inputting a direction, there's no animation really for the turning. They just kind of turn and keep going. So it's just like tiny little polish things. Absolute insane nothing burger analysis. I know. But also, that's totally me. I love nothing burgers. Oh, also, I think, was it? I'm wondering if it actually was shown here. Let's get to like where they open chest. Do they open the chest? Because we see the friendlies pick up the rocks that they mine later. So here they just pick up everything. Was there another chest? Did they pick this chest here? Wait, yeah. Did Angelina actually go to pick something up? Or sorry, Gilberta, not Angelina. Does Gibby actually go to pick something up? Does she like crouch down to pick up? Or is that just, that might just be idle animation? Might just be idle animation. They're getting XP at level 60, so I guess the cap is higher than 60. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I can't remember if you... God, I can't remember. I mean, we could go to my VOD, I guess. Because, except I don't remember when I reached, like, max level, if I did. Because it might have been that you gained XP until the end of 60 anyway. Like, you did gain XP at 60, but then it just... You didn't get, like, 61. That might have still been the thing. Also, was cap not 60? What was cap? Was cap 70 instead? Oh, cap is 70. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Things like this, I don't remember. Because you don't have like a... I remember with all the things that I've like directly interacted with the actual beta, you know, the gameplay part rather than numbers and stuff. Like inventory numbers. Or whatever else. That Where's the combat music going? Why the combat music going? What the combat music doing? But yeah. Also, there was some... I think this It has been debunked, but some people thought that the SP gain you actually get here is actually not from the dodge. Because actually, kind of, yes, in the video, you actually get the, like, now next frame is more SP. But the dodge actually hasn't happened. But there's nothing else here that would give you SP. So I think it's just like a slight mismatch because of the video itself, more than anything. Well, so yeah, because so the dash animation has happened, right? The dash animation has happened at this point. They're dashing already, but the actual hit is like slightly later. It's not that no, it's not the SP getting like whatever. I think it's just like there's just like it's just bitrate fucking bad. Because nothing else happens here that gives SP. At least nothing that would have given SP in the beta happens here that would have given you like SP, like Chen's ult, or the killing enemies doesn't give you SP. You can see that in the other fights. Getting like stagger doesn't do anything. Chen's ult doesn't give you SP, and there's no gear that gives you SP. Because I think it's just bad bitrate. Because the SP gets here 1 frame before the attack hits and the dodge actually happens. And it just so happens that there's like other things that happen on the same frame as the SP gain, which would then confuse some people. But I think it's just bitrate. Well, yeah, that's the thing. There could be gear that does it now, yes. They could have changed something, or maybe for some reason Chen's ultimate now gives SP, because Chen's ultimate happens on the last hit of Chen's ult happens on the same frame, and or kills the enemy or whatever. But then, like, if you look a bit before, you'll see parts of the screen moving and Enmin standing still. Oh, you hear? Yeah, yeah. It's just like just bitrate fuckery. Yeah, like screen tear. Actually, I think they did realize that, oh, there's like screen tearing. It's probably just bitrate shit. It's probably not even actually a combat tick rate mismatch or anything. It's probably legitimately just the fucking quality of the video. Because it's a live stream. It's a live stream, so you just have like, you have all this movement happening when nothing else is actually happening. It's just bitrate fucked. It's a re-upload of a live stream, yeah. And this might not even be a re-upload of the VOD of the live stream, which actually I think is officially up now. There is actually a VOD specifically of the Enfield section. Like an official one. This, I think, was even before that, so. White flash on the SP bar? I think this is just Chen attack right here, but it's not really a white flash, you just see it go up from the dodge, or from whatever. Played at normal speed. You get like a little white flash when you gain, I guess the SP kind of slightly highlights. And then obviously the full bar is just kind of pulsating constantly. White flash on the SP bar is indicating, so yeah. Yeah, no, because you can obviously see that there's like something that gives you like an extra bit of SP. It's not just the natural regen. It's quite obvious. It jumps, like the bar jumps. And not just regen. But also, indeed, the amount, by the way, that it gives is really not very big. If you look at the normal just regen amount, the amount that it moves is really not that much. So it is not going to be carrying you, most likely. And I think I actually someone else I think did go and actually compare went actually to compare the speed of the natural regen, and it seemed to be the same. It seemed to move the same for natural regen. which I think is better. I don't think natural regen necessarily needed a buff. You just needed more common sources of SP gen, because you had very few easily available sources of SP gen, other than then once you got to like the later sets of gear, and then you just spam the SP gen gear. Otherwise, you would just generally speaking, not really have enough SP to do that much. So, Coopers and addicts need to stop frame analyzing everything like it's some high level IRG for real. Especially when some of them are doing the analysis without having played the beta at all. So then they make some wild ass assumption because they don't have experience with the beta. Makes sense they want to encourage the use of other sets outside of SP. Because yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or arknight spam. Yeah. Like, no, absolutely. Because that's the thing is, that was a very much lacking thing of the beta combat, was just access to SP generation outside of the couple of things, which was SP gear and Arclight. And Snowshine parries in a way. But obviously Snowshine parries also use SP, so it was kind of like an SP refund, and then you paired it with all the other stuff as well. So yeah. But also, like, I can't really blame people for like going and frame by frame and analyzing all this stuff. Fucking hell, I'm doing it right now, and I did this on the live stream as well. Cause dude, I'm just excited for the game. I take my crumbs, okay? I take my crumbs and I stretch them out. I suckle on those little crumbs that we get, because I'm excited for the game and I just want to see some more stuff. And because I am also, however, I think maybe the important difference is I'm not analyzing this with like, oh my god, this is the end all be all. I just like finding all the little bits and changes and small tweaks that they've done. I just like finding it because it's like, ooh, that's new. That's new. Nurture your appetite. Well, see, this is how I nurture it, because when we don't actually have anything from official sources, I don't really look at it because it doesn't fucking mean anything. If it's like some random fucking speculation out of nowhere based on nothing, then it's like, why would I care? I'm not that desperate. But if we have something new that's official, I'm like, oh, even just like, oh, it's the controller UI and so on. It's like, wow, okay, so that's how it works. Cool, epic. Something teach a man to fish something so real. Were combo skill cooldowns also reduced? I wouldn't be surprised. Some of them were pretty long. For some of the combo skills, they were by default a bit too long. Oh yeah, also actually I think this was also pointed by, this got pointed out by Renegade as well, is that you do actually indeed, they did add like some slight more cooldown indicators. So obviously this little circle here, which indicates combo skill cooldowns, was always there. This little thing. That was there in beta as well. It's still fucking impossible to see, by the way. It's still, it is like, you will, from experience, I can tell you, not once ever in my life did I actually use this indicator to help me get information about where my like rotation was. This did exist in beta, but it is functionally useless because it is so out of the way and so like small and invisible that it really just does not help you. You will have a better time just getting a feel, like a natural muscle memory feel for when stuff is ready, than trying to stare down here. You're trying to focus on what you're actually doing in the combat, and then you'd have to start staring into like your lower left or whatever, being like, is it off cooldown? How much actually is that in seconds? I wonder. New text above icons? Or new text? But now, indeed, apparently they did add a little bit of, which actually we'll try and hear, because apparently there's both an audio cue and a small visual cue when they actually are ready now. So once it's, well, I mean, the combat ends, which is fine, but if we pay attention to here now, they fucking cover it. It has to be a different spot. They fucking cover it. They cover it. Oh, shitters. Okay, here. This should be after this fight. Now they won't fucking cover it. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah. Now, but once again, these two are currently like on cooldown because they don't reset. Indeed, the combo skills do not reset when you exit battle. I just keep staring. Oh my! Stop! You healed. Did you reset it again? Do we not get to see it? Oh my god, they did it again. Never mind, I have to do this combat. Oh, you're there! Pay attention over here. This Enderman is currently on combo skill cooldown. Yeah, because you see, right, so they use combo skill that are on cooldown. Also Perlica as well. That little thing, the little white flash, and you also do hear a small sound. There's a small sound as well. So actually, you got Chen and Enmin actually there, or whoop, Chen and then whoop, Enmin. So that actually does help. If you can actually hear, well, this thing though, mid combat, I am not sure if you would actually hear the little sound for it. Maybe. And it's not like the flash is super big that they're ready, but maybe it's enough to sort of be in the corner of your eye to be like, oh, okay, they're good. They're back. But yeah, because it might need just be a sound cue you can somewhat train to hear. Obviously, you don't know, just based off of sound, you don't know which one is ready, but, you know, you'll get a feel for that. Get anything new? Not... So, actually, this is how I described. So when, after the stream or whatever, then my friend came to ask me, like, hey, what? So was there anything? Was there any news from the endfield thing? And the way that I described it to him, which implicates me as well, by the way, this like absolutely implicates me. I described it as, there was no news for anyone who's employed, like only news for the unemployed. Is what the situation is. Because there really isn't anything if you have like a life. Then there really isn't anything, because there really wasn't. It's not like we actually got anything. We just get to see a couple bits of pieces here and there, but there was no real actual news. I am employed. No longer. You're here listening to this. You're no longer employed. Currently working. Shaking my head. But yeah, indeed. It's huge news for the unemployed, yes. And then otherwise, no. Which, however, indeed, you should have expected, because none of the official endfield channels, like, posted about this live stream. It was not promoted at all. It was not posted about. People were not told to go and watch it. Only the PlayStation, like, account or stream was like, endfield is here. So expecting anything more than just seeing the game on PlayStation was cuckoo caca. And indeed, however, that's the thing. I was actually indeed expecting that the build being shown would have been the January beta build, or the same build that is currently at conventions. So actually, it was kind of a surprise that it was an updated build, which, I mean, is for sure intentional. It does feel like everything that they did here was an intentional little tease, and that they wanted to gauge a reaction off of this. So, and yeah, it is like a PlayStation 5 event, which is like not the best play, unless it's like a massive PlayStation event. You know, like whatever did they call it? A PlayStation Direct or something. because, you know, sometimes you'll get announcements and stuff, obviously, at like a PlayStation Direct or an Xbox Direct and stuff like that, or a Nintendo Direct. Like, for these, sometimes you do actually get announcements for stuff. But for this one, yeah, it was like, this is a convention. If it were to be, yeah, oh yeah, it usually, I guess it is usually for exclusives specifically. But I mean, for example, fuck it, dude, the most recent Silksong news, or like the actual like Silksong fucking release announcement or whatever, happened at like an Xbox Direct. It's not like Silksong is Xbox exclusive, though I don't think it's Xbox exclusive at all. It's not even just Xbox and PC, is it? I think it's just on everything, isn't it? Maybe it's not. I feel like it is, though. Well, because that's the thing. Anything that's on Xbox these days is also automatically on PC. So that's like, those are like hand in hand. If something's an Xbox exclusive, it's actually Xbox and PC. Was it a Nintendo Direct? Was it a Nintendo Direct? It might have been a Nintendo Direct. It could have been a Nintendo Direct instead, and not an Xbox Direct. It was one of them. It was either a Nintendo or an Xbox Direct. I do know that obviously the newest FromSoft game was fucking announced at a Nintendo Direct of all places, because for some reason it's gonna be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive at first. What? Just as a complete side note. Arguably turned around though, unemployed people likely to already know everything and anything that's been said and shown, whereas people who work might have missed some stuff. Yeah, but that's the thing, because this is the new stuff, right? The employed people would learn about this stuff like much later on. They don't have time to, you know, actually explore the nothing burger, right? While the unemployed people are there day one analyzing the nothing burger. Not that I'm actually employed, but I act unemployed. I am... Spiritually, I am unemployed, okay? Even if not physically. Okay, what was Xbox and Nintendo just showing a very short Silksong clip? Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Waking up early to watch the stream, exactly. I did, by the way, I did not go back to sleep on that day. I slept like 5 hours on Sunday. I did not go back to sleep, actually, at any point. I just ended up staying up. By the way, and I was like, I guess I'll... Once it had been a while, I was like, I guess I'll just stay up. Whatever. I can fall asleep earlier. I did not end up falling asleep that much earlier. I was like, ooh, I can sleep at like midnight or something already. Instead of at like closer to 3 a.m. And then I think I ended up probably falling asleep like 2 a.m. or a little bit before 2 a.m. It's like, okay, cool. I didn't actually really gain anything out of this. Like in like an hour. And then I ended up sleeping really fucking late Monday anyway. So for fuck's sake. I gained nothing. Technical interview on Thursday. Ooh, good luck. Good luck. Interview's terrible. I have had very few interviews in my life. Nepotism/connections. I'm not unemployed, I'm just cosplaying Lapland. Oh, that's so much better. It sounds a lot better. Temporarily an adult. But yeah, indeed. I like I said, I overanalyze these nothing burgers just because I'm passionate. And also I'm not overanalyzing them in like an oh no way. I just want to know. I'm just curious on what all the changes are. Cause I guess on the topic of indeed the fact that this tiny 15-minute live showcase, which has like 2 minutes altogether of combat maybe, the fact that it has caused such an incredible amount of doomium is ridiculous. Which I think just shows like how far it had gone and like just how many people had brainlessly taken in this idea of dodge is just inherently bad. And because indeed the fucking most insane part about it is that it's all focused on the dodge. No one's talking about anything else except the dodge, which is so fucking silly. Like, all of the discussion has just been hijacked by dodge, and it has been for, months at this point. Because the community was given the tinder to doomium about something, mainly the dodge, and then were essentially left unsupervised with tinder and a lighter, and then shit got out of control. It was not intentional. It was not done intentionally or in bad faith or anything. But it happened. And I think that's why we've gone to the point that we have gone to, where it's so silly, and then people lose their minds over this tiny little thing here. And it's just, oh my Jesus fucking Christ. And so I was never really on board like the full the dodge is bad, doomium, whatever. There were some parts I was like, okay, yeah, I see, and I can see, and I can like, okay, yeah, sure, I can be like a little bit worried about that. And then as time went on, it was just sort of more and more so like, I think it kind of doesn't make sense, especially as so much of the discussion was just around nothing but dodge. As that happened more and more, I was like, this is getting dumber and dumber by the day. Why is this the one thing? Why are we ignoring every other part that there is in exchange for this one thing that truly will never make or break the game? The game has 1 billion other things that make it what it is. And yes, there's like this the dodge slippery slope argument is like, okay, yes, sort of logical. I can maybe see where you're coming from. I think you take it a little too far, maybe. End billion is so funny. It's more like brain rot. I don't even like doing it at this point, probably, but then my brain is like, you have to do it. I think there's merit in hearing other people's opinions, but it's also important to make your own. Yeah, and the problem is that the average fucking dude on the internet will not really form their own opinion off of synthesizing multiple different opinions. I'm not pretending as if I am good at actually coming up with original or my own opinions. My opinions are just amalgamations of what smarter people have said. That's how I form 95% of my opinions and thoughts about the world. Is someone smarter says something and I'm like, okay. And then another smart person says something and I'm like, okay, I see that as well. And then I synthesize these things into an opinion that I maybe sort of call my own. It doesn't seem like most people do this. They see one opinion and they will then just have that opinion inhabit the rest of their existence, and that is the only thing that they care about. And I think that is what has happened with the whole endfield dodging situation. Is there was one very well made, by the way, very well made, very logical, well made, well presented opinion, which then like overrode a bunch of people's brains into that being their only opinion. And then they just kind of run with it forever, and it's very difficult to get out of it. And I think that's why we've ended up in the situation that we've ended up in. And I think, however, now, finally, I think we're finally seeing some actual pushback against it as well. I feel like for a pretty long time, for a good few months, it was sort of like that was the correct opinion in a lot of unemployed discussions, which is how I think it's a good way to describe the form of discussion that happened around the game when we had no fucking news. It's the unemployed discussions where you have nothing fucking better to do with your life, which I was absolutely a part of, by the way. Not saying I wasn't. Absolutely, I was there. I was there. Now we're actually seeing some pushback on like the idea of like, wait, maybe this isn't like the only opinion you can have about it. Like maybe there's actually like reasonable other options and opinions. And they're framing it as an us versus them thing as well a little bit. Because also, I mean, I guess related to this entire thing, because surprise, there's a whole bunch of tribalism and random gacha animosity baked into all of this. I don't like hate Hoyoverse. Some people do. I don't have like a hate boner for Hoyoverse. I don't have a hate boner for Wuwa or Kuro games. I played Genshin for many, many years. I played Star Rail for like 2 years. I tried out Wuwa, it just wasn't for me in the end. I tried out PGR, it just kind of wasn't for me in the end. But I don't hate them. There's just not for me. Well, and actually the thing is, for Star Rail, I might go back to Star Rail at some point. I might. And indeed, like, I don't hate the games. And I also don't have a reason to really hate the companies either. I mean, like, there might be some parts about them that I dislike in some ways. But, like, not as, like, a whole, as, like, on principle, anything that they do is a bad thing. And thus, if you do a similar thing, you are also bad. I just don't believe in this idea. Like, this sort of essentially guilty by association. Like, oh, the game that I don't like did a thing, and now another game did the same thing, so it must be bad. Like, I see how it happens very easily. It's very easily to do that, and I'm sure I've done it at some point somewhere. I've had things that I hate enough where if something does something similar that is sort of part of the identity of the thing that I hate, and then something else does the same thing, I might be like, ew, like irrationally. But I try and avoid it when I can. Stinkers. I hope the game dials up the complexity of factor logistics and it takes some time. Yeah, I agree. Actually, after watching, so first of all, actually, I'll just well, I had it earlier. Wait, I showed it earlier. If you have not watched this yet, or if indeed you are unemployed like me, if you have not watched this translated beta review, it's really good. There's a lot of good points and it's just very well made. There's two parts. This is part one. This part one is all about the factory and like exploration and then factory. And the second part is about combat. But this stuff is really good and makes just a lot of good points. And also I agree with a lot of the things. Like it identifies a lot of the problems of the beta really well. And also make some comparisons to the alpha that I, for example, could not make during my beta experience because I didn't get to play the alpha. There's some really good parts in there. For example, off of this review, I was essentially kind of shown that the way that they introduced the factory and AIC was actually probably better in the alpha than the way that they did in the beta. I think the way that they did it in the alpha was actually a better way of doing it. And yeah, Cookie is indeed watching this right now, I believe. If he's indeed still on it. He probably is. Put him in segment itch. Well, this one is 40. This one is a 40-minute segment. He goes deep into the entire factory and everything surrounding it, like the resources and everything. And then there's a 20-minute bit for the combat. And then there's another 20-minute bit. Like there's another part 3 for something else still. Oh, the part 3 was for like gacha and stuff, which is I think less relevant. Let's be real. Who cares? Who cares about the gacha in the gacha game? But yeah, there was a bunch of things Indy was like, damn. When I heard and saw some of the bits of like how the alpha had done certain things, I was like, I feel like it would have been better to keep some of this stuff in the beta. And I don't know, maybe they'll adjust it and like if they adjusted some stuff about like some of the tutorials and some of the introductions to things actually closer to how it was in the beta, I think it actually would be better. And also indeed just going into some of the things that the base is lacking, some parts that I obviously very much so saw, some parts that I didn't notice because I just don't have as much experience with some of the with like Satisfactory and stuff. I don't have the like experience as much with them, so I couldn't identify other funky issues. But also they for example go into the fact that you have like resource caps, but then no way to automatically like dump extra resources and so on and so on. And how indeed they also just said that it seems that like the base gameplay has not received nearly as much attention from alpha to beta as all the rest of the game, and that the factory is like mostly the same as it was in the alpha, other than like the tutorialing of the base and the integration of it is pretty much the same thing as it was in alpha, which is like maybe it shouldn't be, maybe you should update it a little bit. And didn't look significantly different than obviously this showcase here either. It does not look significantly different. But it's also true that for the base is something where you can add complexity. You can like fix stuff and add complexity down the line, like relatively easily. I think. Like you can even change like fairly core aspects of some of the factory functionality later down the line. I think even like it is not super unreasonable if they find it necessary. If it's good, why change it? Well, because that's the thing, is not all good. There are absolutely issues that the factory system does have. Like it has limitations and some funky things that are just like, why is it like this? This should be changed. It's not like a don't fix it if it's not broken. Because, no, it needs some fixing, but it hasn't really received much fixing from alpha to beta. Good, and it could be better. Yeah, absolutely could be better. Liquid. Oh yeah, obviously the liquid stuff in Jinglong was new. Obviously, yes. Jinglong was largely like actually showing some new stuff for the factory building, and actually, as they point out in this review as well, kind of actually highlights a bunch of the problems that the factory currently has with the whole liquid stuff. The liquid stuff highlights some of the issues that are there, because the liquids could be quite annoying to work with, and there was some unintuitive stuff and just like very messy things. Apparently, they simplified the panel that gives power. Now you don't have to manually connect buildings to it. I think it's fine as Dyson Sphere program. So, yeah, that might be a change from alpha to. That might indeed be a change from alpha to beta. Yes, yeah. When you put the electric pylons down, you don't indeed have to manually connect them. It just has an AOE. Like your electric providing thing just has an AOE, and anything within that AOE gets power. So you don't have to like connect every single individual machine. If that's how it was in alpha, then yeah, okay, that's been changed at least. Kind of standard. Factor also has it. Yeah, it's just a different way of doing things. I think for endfield it very much works that it has like the sort of more AOE way of doing it. Because apparently Dyson Sphere has the AOE take on it as well. Now where the factory is long term, yeah. Because it is also, it's more so just indeed how do you like add stuff to the factory as time goes on. Which part of the reason why it's a worry is just because we don't have any precedent for how that would go. Like what the fuck does an end game factory look like in a live service game? You know, all the factory building games that get used that are comparisons, and really almost kind of all of them, they're not like live service games. They're single player or I mean, they can have multiplayer, but they're not live service games. They're not live. They're just a thing that happens on its own. They're separated. They're instance. They're independent. So you can sort of like finish it, right? You can finish it. Things you can always like finish a factory or whatever. So that we have no precedent for how that functions then in live service games that's supposed to go for like years and years. The reason we don't know is probably the reason why why we're here, not in the board of design. Real. Also, yeah, indeed, it's like I'm not smart enough to design a game. I can't design games. I can notice things that are like stupid and like this doesn't feel good to do. This isn't fun. I can do that. I can tell you that, hey, this isn't very fun, probably because of this reason. Sometimes not even the reason. It's just a vibe. I don't know how to fuck it. Generally, usually, most of the time, I do not know how to fix it. That's what the game designers are for. I tell them, this not fun. And then they're like, okay, we will try and make it fun. Crazy amount of possibilities of factory building. You know, a story, for example, maybe the story you need to build giant battleships to progress. Because that's the thing, if they actually integrated it more into all the stuff, then obviously you would have more chances of doing it stuff. It was kind of integrated in the beta, but not like massively. Do you see people saying shit like if they change this, the whole game would be fixed? Yes. Change one small thing and that will totally fix the whole game. Like, oh, change dodge and that fixes the whole game. Totally. That's absolutely, that was the only issue in beta. That was the only thing that mattered. Which is still, I mean, we already I ranted about for who knows how long. But indeed, like, I don't think the intention was also ever to actually have the discussion be so hijacked by the dodge specifically. But the thing is that people weren't given anything else to grab onto either. Like, people didn't have some other design element to grab and just go off on their schizo posting. That's the only thing they had. So then they just ran with it for months and months and months. And kind of this whole, well, because I mean, how I've always, I mean, most of the time this is how I approach things. Maybe I'm gaslighting myself, but I think I did. How like I've usually just approached all these things of like, you know, like I like to be aware of like, okay, this is maybe a problem and maybe this should be changed and so on. But I've never really been like, oh, this needs to be changed like right now. If we don't know this right now, then it's very bad. And also, especially when we've had the periods of time where we have no official communication, I'm like, we don't really have anything to do. Like, some speculation and so on makes sense. It's fun to do, and you can kind of do stuff. But at some point, you've kind of just ran out of things to say. And maybe you should just like wait until we have something new. And then when we have something new from like an official source, then we can like talk about stuff again. And depending on how much that new stuff is, either it lasts a while or it's like a very small thing and we just kind of like, okay, that's the current situation. Let's wait for more information again. Especially when it's like, oh, it's not like we have a new version actually in our hands. It's like we see a tiny bit of something like here. People online say the queue would be fixed, but the solution is as stupid as rock. Or how authoritative you're being. Disney Cruise queue bit. What's the main point of building base? In beta, the base was mainly for providing like healing items and stuff for your teams and for your use. And then a tiny bit of it was like, you know, materials for like building certain things, like building exploration stuff, like zip lines or whatever. But that was very quick and simple. And then probably the number one thing was making gear, was making your equipment for your team and for your characters. That's like the most important thing. And yeah, like resource farming for fast travel routes and stuff, but that doesn't take very long to get to the point where you have just like essentially an infinite amount of resources for your zip lines and so on. And yes, very early on you make a couple of bombs, and then you suddenly have more bombs than you could very, very quickly. In an hour, you have more bombs than you could ever use. Yeah, gear is an RNG, so like there is a finite amount of gear that you really need to make. Even if like you go around making multiple copies of every single possible gear, you would still reach like a point where it's like I have a set of gear for every single character in the game, or I have a set of every gear for every character. Like you can reach that point. And healing items are the ones that then get like consumed and you actually need to be making more of. Oh, I fucking forgot. I forgot one important part of it. The one that actually like requires you to, the thing that requires you to, other than healing items, the thing that requires you to actually have like a function, fully like constantly functioning production line is that you have like little outpost things, and then those outposts have like orders. They want some specific item, and then you produce the item and you provide it to them, and then you get rewards for producing the item. And that like happens constantly. That's like an infinite thing that doesn't end at any point. It's infinite, and you get like currency, and then you use this currency to buy stuff from a specific shop. That was like a big part of it, which I fucking almost forgot. Almost forgot. And yeah, the turret system could also use some stuff. Black fire bombs. So yeah, that was the outpost system was an entire thing. Yep. Indeed. And that was the main motivator for actually making like production pipelines that are constantly functioning and you always have enough resources for, because yes, for gear, first of all, for healing items, once you have like 10,000 of a healing item, those will last you quite a while. Bombs will also last you for fucking ever once you have 10,000 of them. And then once you have like 10,000 gear materials, you can pretty much just make all the gear you want. At least how it was in beta, but obviously it's beta. The beta is literally like only early game. You can craft consumable buffs and stuff. Problem is, using consumable buffs, fucking annoying. You have to go into a menu to use your goddamn buffs. You don't have like a quick menu for like using buffs or something for the team, which they should add, which is actually said in the Chinese review that I talked about earlier. Power generation needed resources in itself too. It technically does, but it's like so slapped on where it's just like build the power generator, feed it the most basic ore in the game. That's your power generation resources. Which is like, if you're gonna leave it that basic, you could almost just leave it out. And it's just like the power comes from a magical ether. Could a monthly production goal to artificially create time for factory? Yeah, could they also have stuff like that? Last until the next update with better healing items. This could be true. But then if you don't necessarily need better healing items, then... Or they could just have more... If you just had more ways to make use of like active items. And not just the healing items, which you can actually see in the bottom left, the little green dots. If you're going to have just the ways to actually use active items, more, then you'd have more reason to have production lines for like a bunch of different active items if you could use them easily. Just don't get hit. IS, my Wooba slop dodge. Actually, also that the idea of having a lot of like having like quick menus for like consumable items also actually comes from this review. I stole it. What's the point of healers if you have a dodge and infinite healing items? Well, that's the thing. You don't actually have dedicated healers in the game. There isn't really like a character in the beta who was like I only heal, I don't do anything else. So it's unlikely that we actually will have like dedicated healers where their only thing is healing. Healing was always just like one part of a character's kit and not like their main thing necessarily. Consumable weapons is a nice idea. How would consumable weapons like work? Oh yeah, like frost grenades. Okay, because I was thinking of like actually equipable weapons. Yeah, stuff like different kinds of bombs or something. Yeah. They don't even need to automatically use it. If you just have like a way to actually quickly access consumable items mid-fight, then you can do a lot with it. Cooked by some delightful anthro. Buff should be consumed pre-exploration, maybe visualized as a meal, cooked by some delightful anthropomorphized cats. Call them something like palicos. Dude, I think you might be onto something. I don't think anyone's ever done that before. Interesting. Very cool idea, Shango. Like replacing the healing items? Yeah, that would be one option, is replacing the healing items, but I think wouldn't it just be better to have like a way to select from multiple different items? Also, because how you would make them auto-use some of those items would be a little wacky. Like, how would you really control it in a way that you'd want it to be controlled? Beat endfield level 1 only using throwing knives. Oh, JK Leeds, is that you? Hope they're going to be optimized unlike Hoyo games. First of all, I don't think Hoyo games are badly... Actually, I guess maybe sometimes they're badly optimized depending on machine. Generally, I think they run pretty well though. And it ran very well for me. I think only the more lower end PCs had any trouble on the beta. Like the ones that were really at the limit of the recommended. Or the minimums. Probably the same way as they automatically use healing items. Well, but how do you like sort of trigger that when it's like the healing items are automatically used when they just get below a certain health threshold, which is a very simple one. Yeah, like throw poison at things that do not have poison. Yeah, but then if like you have like a bunch of enemies, all of your guys are just throwing fucking poison knives instead of using their other normal attacks. I think it would be, because also I feel like you would just want to have more control over it. If you had like funny attackable consumables or weapons like bombs and stuff, I think you just want the actual control, like player control on when to use them. Not having control is part of the funsies. Maybe it is, to some extent. It could be funny in the way of like you could try and like, you know, build a team around it being AFK. Like, oh, I'll just throw bombs and shit at them. I did not even have to move. I don't have to do anything. But for healing, it makes sense that you just have healing be like, you know, automatically used when they're below a certain percentage. Because like that makes sense. That's very easy. You don't want to actually have to like manually heal your units constantly if they're taking a bunch of damage. But for like more, I guess, aggressive types of consumables, I think it would be better to just have the control. Also, like, you know, oh, I ran out of buff, I can use another buff or whatever, you know? Healers viable if they introduce poison mist like stuff. Yeah. Obviously, if there's like more damage than what your limited consumables can do, yes, then healers can be viable. Hey, Perlica, it's true, Pearly is there. I just had some idea that I. Oh god, where'd it go? Where my brain go? Put like a stain yet? Nope. I've kept her safe from stains. Healing items are useless. Well, you just kind of both, I guess. But yeah, because I don't necessarily see them, since I feel like they want the factory to be one of your like main sources of like healing, especially since like it's like, oh, you want your, because also the thing is that since you can take damage on like characters at differing amounts, it makes sense that each character has like a source of their own healing, so that, oh, you don't have to use like a team-wide heal when one character is low. Instead, they have a consumable that they'll just use on themselves. So I think that makes sense. So I don't think they like remove like the thing. Like, I think healing items are very much going to be part of it, and that's why I don't necessarily see them making like dedicated healers or necessary content that would require dedicated healers, because then you're lessening then like healing items indeed would just become like, well, why would I, like, healing items aren't enough or something. Like if your healing items aren't enough, then either you're playing bad, or there's maybe just too much damage, like too much unavoidable damage, like a poison mist kind of situation. Having a heal is also a trade-off. I mean, having a heal is trade-off, and like, because you can do that, like, yeah, if you want like comfier stuff, then you can, but indeed right now, with the form that the beta was in for the combat and so on, which mostly seems to be continuing, a dedicated healer really just didn't seem like the way to go. Because it's like, mainly if they're like, if the only thing they do is heal. Because you did have there were characters who would provide you healing, sometimes even quite a lot, and you could absolutely have like a panic button heal if everyone gets very low and you're out of consumables or whatever. You had sources of healing, but it was not like the main role of the character was not the healing. And I think that's better for the way that it is, because then you're, for example, encouraged to actually produce healing items for your team, because like there will just be situations where you're not avoiding all the damage, or you know, your AI companions will not be avoiding all the damage. Even if you are like the most insane giga gamer and you can avoid all damage, your AI companions probably will not be avoiding all the damage. Fiala is gone though. That's funny. Because also, actually, I think in this somewhere, apparently, I saw like a tiny clip of it. I think somewhere in here, indeed, did we actually see an enemy specifically aggro AI instead of the player character? Yeah. Here. I'm covering. Wait, chat, you have to go away. You're in the way. Here. This dude starts aiming at Chen instead of your player character, because generally in beta all aggro was just on player character and your friends would really only get hit by AoE and stuff. But here, like, this dude is clearly starts aiming at Chen instead, because like I guess Chen aggroes onto him, so then he aggroes onto Chen. And also, indeed, Chen is like out here fighting this guy instead of these two dudes in front. So also, if indeed they're actually changing the AI functionality to an extent as well, where you will have your companions will be taking more aggro and so on, they will then also probably be like taking more damage. So then you'll have to have ways to mitigate damage for your AI companions, who probably will not be the pro gamer dodging everything, even if it was, in theory, possible. People forgot his name is written. I know it's a J, it's just my fault for writing based on how I sound in my brain. How about defenders though? How would they fare with the new dodge? I don't think I'm smart enough to make a guess on it really. Unless I assume that the new dodge will just simply not invalidate other forms of defense, then it's like, well, then they will survive. If you still have options to do a different playstyle, like yes, you can choose a playstyle where you dodge more, or you can have a playstyle where you tank stuff more. Very first combat, you can still see the Bear Chen just staring at the enemy. Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, they don't like fighting 4v1s. They will still sometimes just kind of stand around, not do anything. Which I think it's like... I think it's fine. Most of the times you will not really significantly notice it. Like, smoke and mirrors, right? Like, oh, at least some of them are fighting and doing stuff. You'll notice that. Most of the time, we will not notice the one that's off to the side, not doing anything, either completely off camera or like just to the side. Smoke and mirrors. And maybe you could argue that if it's one guy, then maybe you don't need all 4 people fucking, you know, ganging up on them. That might be bad. You could accidentally hit your own guy. But yeah, there is absolutely like AI optimization still to do with the friendlies, but I was never like super bothered with how the AI worked or behaved in beta already. Because indeed, you're not dependent on like your AIs when you're not controlling your characters, they'll do some stuff. 90% of the control is still on the player. So really kind of, at least how it is now, obviously if indeed AIs start taking more aggro, and if, for example, if you have like a defender, if defenders start getting like innate aggro or something on them as one possibility, then your offline, like your off-field or your non-controlled defender might be taking more aggro and so on. So they're doing stuff even they're kind of just standing around in theory. But still like 90% of control will be on the player, which is how it has been, where kind of them standing around on the field and doing some normal attacks and kind of running around, a bunch of it is kind of smoke and mirrors to make the combat and sort of everything feel the way that they want it to feel, which is that you're running around with a team and fighting with a team. So instead of, it's like, oh yeah, sure, I'm going around in a team, but there's only ever one motherfucker on screen and only ever one motherfucker like visible and doing something, doesn't really feel like you're actually in a team doing anything. So even if they just kind of stand around and are not terribly effective when you're not controlling them, the fact that they're there, and then when you use them, when you call them in to do their skill, they're already there. They don't like pop out of the ether. They're there, they're physically there, and then they come around and do their thing. It just feels much more like the kind of combat and vibe that they're going for. And that's completely fine. It's fine if it is like a lot of it is smoke and mirrors and more of just a visual kind of vibe thing rather than, oh, your AI companions are actually really strong and they're like, their automatic AI is like extremely important for your combat success. It's fine if they're not. Are they mentally there? No, they're AI. I guess technically not, they're physically there either. They're electrons. Make your teammates competent, beat endfield without moving in combat. There might be some ways to do it. Does AI prioritize player-controlled character? Like in what way? What do you mean by this question? Might be a problem where if you want to play range character, the tanky characters doesn't get to tank if AI prioritize play. Oh yeah, no, that was absolutely the thing in beta. Yes, in beta. Oh, so you mean enemy AI? Yes, 100% in beta, in the January beta. pretty much all aggro. I don't really remember ever seeing too much of a situation where like an enemy ignores you to attack your AI teammate. They almost always just beeline whoever you're controlling, which especially indeed for ranged characters just didn't feel good. And like there does need to be some kind of changes to just like enemy aggro mechanics, because that was absolutely a thing in beta where aggro is really only for the controlled character or the player. Yeah, they hate you. They hate whoever is controlling. And that indeed would be one way to just make certain or like specific characters have like also like I guess a unique identity. Because if you have like if stuff like defenders have skills or even just innate extra aggro, and then like ranged characters have innately less aggro. If you have this kind of thing coded in, then you can really make it feel better like that, and feel like the characters are different. And indeed, that if you're playing a ranged character and you have like a tank in your team, maybe you don't always get targeted, and instead, a lot of the time, maybe the tank gets targeted. Damage numbers was level this week. I don't know, some people were doing like truly digging in and doing math on like all the numbers, and they were like, oh, enemies have less health or something, and oh, and like how much damage you're doing as well. I was like, now this is truly some nothing burger digging, where it's like numbers, generally speaking, when it comes to any kind of number from something like this, and hell, even beta numbers, I'm like, these numbers do not exist. Numbers do not exist until the game is fully released. When it be it damage or health or XP or collectibles or gacha. None of those numbers exist as a thing that is really worth discussing much until the game is out. But no, I agree. Probably, yeah. So aggro differences would be like good to have in the game. Because I mean, fucking hell. Star Rail has indeed different character types, different classes have different aggro levels. So it very much feels like endfield could also absolutely have different innate aggro levels for classes. And then some kind of modifier maybe on whether or not the character is controlled. Like for example, if you're a tank character and and it's also the controlled character, that should be like, almost permanent aggro. And then if you're like a squishy range character, then you have like less aggro than others. There could be a spectrum of different aggros for like class types. Probably would be based on class rather than like character specific. It would probably be like class based. And then some characters can have like maybe, extra modifiers to like aggro or something. And they might not be wearing like any gear or like high level weapons and whatnot on this showcase. They're fucking level 20s. Yeah, the weapons, I guess you can actually see what weapons they're using, but you can't actually see what gear they have on, because they don't show any of it. But yep. Yippers. We've actually gone a little bit over time for a Tuesday stream. And yeah, boss mechanics and stuff are obviously a whole separate thing. So does Refractor have more use in combat? I do hope that the factory gets integrated better and just has like more to it for like the rest of the game, rather than it kind of being more separate like how it was. It was like fairly separate in beta, other than like crafting some stuff that you use in exploration, and then obviously your gear. Other than those two things, it was mostly the factory was factory, and then everything else was everything else. Oh, and yeah, okay, so you had the tower defense, but that's indeed just kind of like crafting a couple things which are not terribly difficult or expensive to craft. You very quickly had a huge amount of the crafting items needed for like turrets and stuff. Also, well, that's the whole thing. You can go watch if you're interested, you can go watch this. They go into the whole, like, why Dijon, the ship, exists and so on, and how it didn't exist in alpha, and like the stuff that you do in the ship base used to be out in the world and connected to the factory element. Which is like, yeah, maybe this stuff indeed should be connected to also the factory/farm element that is already there in the open world. It could be part of that instead of this. And then the ship could go much more on actual, like, it just being like a fun hub to hang out in. Like, focus on it not being functional, focus on it being all flair and just kind of like, oh, you can decorate rooms and all that kind of stuff, you know? That might be better. Everything else is everything else. I know, right? I'm so good with words. Yeah, it is indeed like it does feel a little tacked on that they're like, oh, it's like, why was this sort of stuff moved over here? It feels like almost a little bit maybe they're like, oh, they moved this stuff over here, which is far simpler and disconnected from the factory, so that like your character ascension materials and so on are not tied to like factory gameplay, which is like, why'd you do that, huh? Why do you do that? Why did you do that, huh? Suspicious, slightly suspicious. But okay. We'll see. I in theory had an idea that if I had a good enough yap about the dodge situation, I might clip it and put it out as like a YouTube video or something. I don't know if I did, however. It might have been so disjointed and all over the place that it might be cooked, it might be doomed, and it's unusable. But oh, why is my Darknights? Where's my Arknights over here? Just in that corner of Cookie just now. Or did he just end it? Did he finish watching everything and so on? Oh yeah, he did literally just go offline. Actually, I was wondering if he was going to stay online. I guess I could have raided him, but okay, he literally also just left. He just left. Actually, wait a minute. Let me see. On YouTube's end, I might be able to send you... We'll see if she has YouTube raids on. Give me a second. Is Uriel? Does she have her raids open? She does! Okay, YouTube froggers. You can go look at Uriel doing the event maps and possibly IS. She might also be ending soon. I think she's actually been live for a bit. But once stream ends, you should be sent over there, in theory at least. Tomorrow's stream will be IS5. Tomorrow we do IS. We have IS stuff to do. It's a month reset, obviously, and then we have more endings to clear again. Friday will be... You did... it's unfortunate, Baka. Actually, I normally would have left 40 minutes ago, and then endfield yapping happened. So tomorrow IS. Then Friday we'll read See You Soon and watch the anime. And then Saturday, I'm actually not sure. I was somewhat, maybe, possibly, leaking. We might try and play a little more Popocom on Saturday. If my friend is available, who I played Popocom with, we had some maps left in Popocom to do. So we might go play some Popocom for fun. Just for a little bit of a switch up for Saturday. But for now, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, thank you for chatting, thank you for lurking. And we'll see you tomorrow. And YouTube froggers, say hi to Uriel. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.